I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life hard times like yeah, bad trips like yeah. Nazareth, I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. 1 Mac 11, even boom with the bass down. Skimming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. With pretty pussy and Benjamin is the highlight. I tell my mama I love her, but this what I like, Lord knows. 20 of them in my Chevy, tell them all to come and get me. Reaping everything I sow, so my karma come in heaven. No preliminary hearings on my record. I'm a motherfucking gangster in silence for the record. Tell the world I know it's too late. Boys and girls, I think I've gone great. Trying to side my faces all day. Won't you please believe when I say, when you know we've been hurt, been down before. Nigga, when our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? Nigga, and we hate poor, when the killer's dead in the street for sure. Nigga, I'm at the preacher's door. My knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
What you want? You a house, you a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. See, my name is Lucy, I'm your dog. Motherfucker, you can live at the mall. I can see the evil, I can tell it. I know it's illegal, I don't think about it. I deposit every other zero, thinking of my partner. Put the candy, painting on a Rico, digging in my pocket. In a profit big enough to feed you every day. My logic, get another dollar just to keep you in the presence of your Chico. I don't talk about it, be about it. Every day I sequel. If I got it, then you know you got it. Heaven, I can reach you. Pet dog, my dog, that's all. Big back and chat, I trap the back for y'all. I rap, I black on tracks, so rest assured. My rights, my wrongs, I right till I'm right with God. When you know we been hurt, been down before. Nigga, when our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? Nigga, and we hate poor, when the killer's dead in the street for sure. Nigga, I'm at the preacher's door. My knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
I keep my head up high, I cross my heart and hope to die. Loving me is complicated, too afraid of my changes. I'm
Salute, and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean. Now, so we're getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, yeah, family. Yeah, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about the worst drug that was inflicted upon or packaged and marketed to Black America. And we are talking about the lethal, downright deadly drug of choice for some of the shillbillies in our community, Hopeium. Oh, yes, Hopeium. I don't know about you, but during, especially the 80s, I don't know how many of you Gen Xers in here, or even some of you millennials that have been told about it, because you probably don't remember that. Remember the DARE campaign, Say No to Drugs? Well, I'm not a drug guy, okay? In case you don't know that about your brother, I don't do any kind of drugs. I get high off life, physical fitness, accomplishments, okay, things of that nature. I get my natural highs. I don't do the high and blasted out of my mind thing, because in the times that we live in today, that is far too dangerous. So for me, I don't do hopium, okay? Now, why is hopium dangerous? Now, everybody with, any type of common sense should understand why it is, because while these other people, illegal people coming in here, illegal aliens coming into our country, are getting our tax dollars and tangibles, they turn around and give us a big old vial of hopium, okay? Now, that suffices for the shillbillies, but for those of you that are gathered over here in my audience, if you subscribe to this channel, chances are you have a different mindset and you understand that it takes resources. And when it comes to those of us who are foundational Black American freedmen, we are not letting our foot off the gas with these reparations, anti-Black hate crime bill, and everything else we're supposed to get in our community, okay? Now, for the non-FBA brothers and sisters over here that are riders, hey, listen, if you are a productive person and you are a business owner, or you're a person who, hey, you working in corporate America, the workforce, or whatever you got going on, you know that you need access to opportunities too, so that you can improve your life and the lives of your family and your community. So if you are in that category of people I just described, hopium ain't gonna cut it for you, okay? Hopium's not gonna cut it for you. So that's what's going to be the tone of the broadcast here tonight. So I just want to let y'all know what's going on. I hope everybody's doing well. So that's it. Let me scroll up. Greet the esteemed guests that I see joining my chat room here tonight. I see the good brother Black Truth United. Little Country Lamb is in here. Dr. Chanel Phillips in here. Donian Snow, the good sister Tanisha Murdoch. Trisha Jenkins, the brilliant librarian. Very funny sister, by the way. I don't know if she tries to be, but Sister Patricia Jenkins, you are hilarious. Sometimes she be coming on my YouTube shorts and stuff, man. She had me cracking up with her comments. So, very sweet lady, though. Only Pamela's Way is in here. My good brother Lee Holmes in the building. Silla T is in here. The good sister Sakina. Let's see. I see Tony in here. What's going on, my brother? Let's see. I see Derek Parker joining us. Devin Haley. What's up, sister? My good brother Project Leroy. CRU Realities in the house. D Shepard's in here. Let's see. I see the good sister V Mosby and the fabulous ladies. What's going on? What's going on? Salute and welcome to everybody. Family, so with that being said, we're going to do something a bit different here tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that you all heard that the good brother Tito Jackson has transitioned away from us. I know y'all heard about that. Let me tell you something, man. Man, look, I get it that all of us have a time, okay, while we're here, which is why you try to make the best of your time, okay, in the most positive way possible. But boy, I'm gonna tell you, man, for those of us that grew up listening to like the Jacksons, the Jackson 5, man, that's just so many memories, especially if you're a foundational Black American freedman and some non-FBA brothers and sisters. But for those of our lineage, man, that was a part of our childhood. You know what I'm saying? Each and every one of the Jacksons were very talented in their own right, okay, despite some of the things they went through with their father. But, they gave us the beautiful gift of their talent and their music. And like I said, man, just, when I heard about that, I was like, let this one be something, you know what I'm saying? It's a hoax or something like that. But, the news was confirmed. So condolences to his family, all the Jacksons. I actually know a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Not the more famous ones, but I know a couple of people, good folks, man, good people. You know what I'm saying? If I say so myself. So, may heaven's mercy be with his family, you know what I'm saying, during their time of grief for their loved one. But for the rest of us, we're going to celebrate the brother's life. So I want to play something to show you exactly what I just stated here about the good brother Tito's talent. Then we'll get back to handling the business at hand.
Of the family and the group.
Yes, sir, indeed. Yes, sir, indeed. Rest in power to the legendary icon Tito Jackson. And again, condolences to his family. But I want to take a brief time to mention something that I saw in regards to that. Okay. And again, operative word is class. And what I'm about to say, some of you tell the class clowns, boy, let me tell you something, man. I saw a particular comment. I'm not going to give the person the honor of being mentioned by name because they don't deserve that type of respect from me. But I saw one of the comments from one into the class and made this comment, and I think my good brother Torian Rain Reloaded responded to it, but talking about, man, y'all be thinking that folk gonna live forever because we show respect or pay homage to our great ones. See, this is what I will say to any of you tellers that have that type of sentiment, and especially you don't have the common courtesy when somebody transitions to be respectful, because we don't mock your entertainers when they pass. But let me say this to you. Yeah, we do remember those that contribute to our culture, because unlike many of you that flee from where you come from, you're not proud of nothing back home. You get over in other people's countries, you try to hide your accents. You're too ashamed to tell people where you from. Okay, then anytime that there's some type of achievement or accomplishment in our culture, you want to latch on to that. Yeah, we celebrate ours. We celebrate not only our entertainers, but our grandmaster teachers that have transitioned. We actually are attached to our culture with no shame. That's what burns a lot of you up. You can't say that. Those of you in the tether class, keyword class, not all black immigrants, okay? Be very concise and clear in my language regarding that. So yes, we actually do, revere and honor those that have contributed to our culture, because see, a lot of you don't realize, and it's very sad to say this, and I'm not even saying this to belittle or demean you. Hopefully, if any of you are listening and you into the class, you'll learn from this. A lot of you don't understand that your culture gives your people power, okay? Everything about your culture, from your art to your science, okay, to your literature, to your entertainment, to your music, all of that makes up who you are. So if you have a pride in that, and if many of you in the tether class had pride from that, guess what? You would not flee from your homelands as easy, okay? Yes, as foundational Black Americans, we travel, but we come back home, okay? We come back home. Our home is here, all right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say to those that had the little snide comments about that. How about you just stay in your lane and do whatever you do? Because see, I'll close with this on that particular subject. Unfortunately, and a lot of y'all might not believe this, but if you start to travel and you've been as many places as I have, you will see a lot of them that have never set foot over here. They can tell you everything chapter and verse about white culture. They can name all the Randy Travis albums, etc., stuff like that. But you say, well, hey, have you ever heard of Luther Vandross or Aretha Franklin? Who is that? So that says a lot about what they think. In other words, they live to worship them folks. All right. Hey, we don't. We're enamored with ourselves so much so that the rest of the world is fighting tooth and nail to emulate who we are as a people with everything we do. Okay? So that's as much as I'm going to say on that. And again, rest in power to the good brother Tito Jackson. Now, the next thing I want to do before we get into tonight's subject matter, family, I'm going to play two things, okay, on this channel. It's going to go in a more lighthearted direction. And then I'm going to need a little bit of, response from the audience here, because I'm going to give some commentary on something, and I'm going to make it loud and clear over here tonight. I'm glad we have a good number of people in here so that I can check the temperature on this with everybody that's in the chat room so far. So I'm going to play these two things, all right? And then I'm going to come back and show you some, and we're going to address a specific situation. If you were on Patreon and you caught my Shannon Sharp broadcast, you already know where I'm going with this. Oh, yeah, you already know where I'm finna go. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give the tame version over here, but we definitely going to address it. So I'm going to play both of these things first. Back to business. Hold on. We're going to do it this way. We're going to put one over here. Give me just a second to set this up. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, won't take long. We're gonna set one of the others over here. Then we're gonna play them, and then I'm gonna get y'all opinion on something, okay? Because from time to time, certain people will wander over to my channel that are not familiar with, my commentary, my content. They forget who the hell they dealing with. But we're gonna remind them here tonight. So we'll play both of these, and then I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I'm gonna see what the audience response is.
The best intentions for you. His plans are to prosper you.
Yeah.
Bring you to an expected end, but your life does not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bruh. We gonna keep this? I can't even reach it, bro. This is...
I just want y'all to know that this is how y'all be looking when y'all get them big ass eyelashes. I mean, how can you even see? I can't even open my eyes. I can't even see in front of.
Okay. I played both of those real quick to set the stage here for what I'm about to address regarding this particular issue. But okay, now that both of y'all saw it, because both of y'all saw and heard that, okay, right? Let me confirm that. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Let's get that clear, because when I make a statement on something, especially when it's something I need to correct, I want to make sure that I can be heard. So can everybody hear me nice and loud and clear? I see y'all laughing in the chat room. But hey, because we have a good time over here. I mean, we address serious subject matter, but at the same time, we have a good time. Salute to the good brother Rashawn for the cash out. People showing love already. But y'all, okay, so y'all can hear me loud and clear. So now I have a question to ask my esteemed audience over here tonight. And feel free to say whatever you want to say, okay? I mean, over here, we allow you to express yourself as long as you're respectful to the chat room. The moderators definitely going to be respectful to the hosts, and we'll get you up out of here. But I have a question for you. Now, for those of you that were in here with what I just played, okay, y'all know that from time to time I will play something to kind of lighten the mood on the subject matter when we're about to get serious with something. Did anybody in here, male or female, especially the ladies, did you find that mortally offensive to the point where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he played that? So I'm going to give you a second to respond. Back to business, I'm not going to say a mumbling word. I'm going to watch the chat room, okay? And I want y'all to sound off on this, okay? I want y'all to sound off on this. How many people were just mortally offended by what I just played? Because I have a follow-up question once I see, okay? Because I need y'all to let people know that come over here with the nonsense. You probably wondering, well, GBS, what's the nonsense? We're going to get to it. I'm going to get to it right after I ask the follow-up question, okay? So I'm looking in the chat room. I need y'all to really sign off. Go ahead and let it happen. If you've been watching. And look, hey, if you were offended, signed off too. You welcome to say so, okay? You welcome to say so. I'm not going to jump down your throat, okay, at all. Because I really want my audience to be honest with me. I kind of think we do a good job of that over here, especially over the years. We don't tolerate the goofy trolling, but, people are allowed to express themselves over here, okay? So I'm looking in the chat room for what I see, and I'm seeing a lot of women saying, no, they ain't finding nothing wrong with it. I'll give y'all a couple more seconds. Anybody, men and women, okay? Anybody offended by what I just showed, okay? Salute to the good brother Hot One in here. I see you. Tasha Peters is in here. Mrs. L, salute to you, your husband, the sister RY. I see you. So far, nobody's saying that they're offended. Because I'm really looking to see if this offended anybody, okay? Okay, salute to good brother Josh Norris, all right? Okay, so from what I'm seeing, and I'm going to keep looking, because after I address this tonight, we're not going to come back to it, all right? We're going to get to business like we need to, but now that I've seen that, and I'm going to still keep looking while I put this on the screen, and I'm going to give the tame version over here, but if y'all was already over my Patreon broadcast with the Shannon Sharp situation, but we had a ball over there, we cut up over there. That's hilarious. It's over the Black Ocean Zone 2-tier. Let me tell you something, man. Anybody that was over there that caught that broadcast, you know what I'm talking about, all right? You know what I'm saying? We went all the way in on it, had a little bit of fun, but, you know, we made some points over there about certain things. But we're going to address this right here. Oh, yeah. I know y'all like, man, we got to do this again. Some of these people just don't know who they're dealing with, man. Oh, but you about to learn tonight. So now, this was from the comment section of, I think it was the stream that I did. It was a 10:30 stream that I did where a lot of people probably were surprised I went live. It was right after the debate. And I played that same one of the clips I showed you there where the sister was on the Laterice Whitfield show and a wig fell off, okay? All right? So now she was laughing about it. Everybody saw the clip. Laterice was laughing about it. She didn't curse the man out. That woman doesn't have a terminal illness or nothing. I'm going to read something to you, and then I'm going to get some 1,000% straight for anybody that comes over to my channel with this, okay? Because, see, you got the right one with the foolishness, all right? This is a former subscriber because I made sure I just went on here and block you when you come at me like this. So we're going to read it together. Snatching wigs off BW, by the way, it stands for black women. Black women's heads isn't funny. Some need wigs for medical reasons. Some wear wigs for convenience. Some wear wigs to experience different types, different styles instead of putting their own hair through harsh chemical treatments or cutting length. And there may be a few who wear wigs out of hatred for or lack of knowledge of how to style their own hair. In any case, it's no one's business. We're going to come back to that. I don't see any videos of people snatching hair clips out of white women's hair or man units off black men's heads. I like a lot of your opinions. We're going to come back to that too. But gender war, misogyny, we're going to come back to that too. And manosphere mess, we're going to definitely come back to that. Isn't funny business, and we have no time for it. I respect you, but now I've unsubscribed. Ooh, boy, y'all know where we about to go, don't you? Oh, y'all know where we about to go, don't you? Oh, y'all know we about to go, don't you, boy? Because if you do over here, yeah, we about to go in. Oh, we about to go. Y'all level 10, we about to go in. Let's get something straight, okay? To everybody listen to me on the sound of my voice, let me get something first and foremost off my chest. Everybody that's been a day one over here, you know I make this statement often. I'm not the guy that's on here for clicks, likes, and views. I'm not the guy that depends on YouTube for a living. I'm not the guy that's trying to be Mr. Light, Mr. Trendy, Mr. Go with whatever goofy celebrity junk topic comes up. I'm not that guy. This is a classroom, okay? We have fun over here, but we learn as well, all right? So now, let's go ahead and deal with the nonsense, all right? Because first and foremost, as a foundational Black American freedman man, and I may lose some subscribers tonight, but I want y'all to understand exactly who you subscribe to. Sometimes I need to do a better job by reiterating that. Let me tell you something. As a foundational Black American freedman man, one that does for his community and has a track record of it, you don't tell me what's not my business regarding any of the women in my lineage. I can't speak for women outside my lineage. I'm speaking lineage specific with this. You don't tell me what's not my business. Let me tell you why. Oh, this might hit some women the wrong way, but damn it, you better listen to understand. If you expect the protection of black men, okay, in our lineage, you damn sure going to accept our correction on certain things. Now, if I make light of something, I didn't even pick malicious fun. That was something done in jest, okay? But if you want protection, you're going to accept the correction. Or else go find that in other races, okay? Because I'm saying this to not just this person, but anybody that feel that way, any woman that feel that way, that you think that nobody can crack a joke about you because, see, we joke about, y'all know this channel. I joke about everything over here. And you can't say I don't get on folks the business. You know the male people, boy, I stay on them. I don't care if it's YouTube shorts, any commentary I do, I go through my archives here, Patreon, anyway. You know I stay giving them the blues. I give it to everybody alike. It's nothing really malicious unless I'm getting on them folks for something they do, okay? So that's the first thing I want to get. You talking to a Sigma male over here. You don't tell me what the fuck my business is, all right? I get it. We're in the age of spineless beta males that you cower down and you can gaslight, but this ain't one of them on this microphone, all right? So now the next thing we're going to deal with. If a brother in good faith mentions something about our women and our lineage, you don't need to bring up white women at all. I don't give a damn what white women do with their hair or anything else. Don't care. Them not my women, not my problem, okay? So this kind of 3-year-old juvenile mindset where when somebody critiques our sisters, you start bringing up white women, you better take that somewhere else. This ain't the guy you're going to get that off on. See, I get it. The conditioning today amongst masculinity has clipped a lot of men's nuts off. Mine are firmly attached, and they will forever be that way as long as I'm drawing breath, okay? The stuff that's going on today, basically, it don't work on me. So don't ever bring that to my channel, all right? Let's go here deeper with it. This is one of my pet peeves, and if you in my comment section at all, even if you misspell things, whatever, you know I'm going to come in there and playfully correct you because I'll put it in italics and bold. So make sure you know how to spell things because that is important. I get it, typos or what have you. But the other pet peeve I have, besides that and bad grammar, is people misusing words. The word misogyny actually has a meaning, like most words, okay? Now, you can say, GBS, you might be harsh with some of your tastes, but you can't call me a damn misogynist. There's no black woman that knows me online or offline that's going to buy that load of bullshit. See, today, the term misogyny by a certain segment, not all, but a segment of our women will throw that term around the minute that you give some constructive criticism to them about something that could possibly save their damn lives. Let me make this clear on the issue of weave and wigs. Unless you are a person that is sickly, okay, unless you are an older person, you got alopecia or something like that, you're actually doing more harm to your hair than good. It needs sunlight and oxygen to breathe and grow. I don't want to hear the crap about you can't grow your hair because watch this. It may be some brothers in here in this chat room right now that can attest to this. Where the brothers in here that's got dreadlocks or twist or what have you, do you put weave in your head? Do you wear a protective hairstyle to get your hair to grow? Because I've had all types of hairstyles, okay, over the course of my lifetime. I ain't never had to put no wig on or no damn weave in my head to get my hair to grow, okay? So my point is, if the men can do it, you can do it too, all right? The last thing we're going to deal with. A lot of people throw the term manosphere around and they don't know what the hell the manosphere is. First and foremost, and look, fact check me on this because they know who I am, but they'll tell you this Negro ain't never been a part of the black manosphere and don't want to be and never will be, okay? Look, all of the guys over there, I'm not going to put all of them in the same boat because shout out to the brother LAR Movement. He actually has some balanced common sense content. That's probably the only brother I don't really subscribe to over there in the space. But I know a couple of them cats over there, nope. They will tell you that, nah, this dude content ain't never been black manosphere or any type of manosphere, okay? Let me give you the rundown of this because we got some business we need to handle here tonight. If you are going to say manosphere content, then you need to have an understanding of what that is, all right? Any black man or any person that you see critiquing our women, that's not manosphere content. It's called telling your ass the truth, okay? And adults can handle that. O'Shea Duke Jackson, Angry Man, Obsidian, okay? He's on Rumble now, no longer on YouTube. They exit his channel, okay? The Fresh and Fit Clowns, they're more in the white manosphere, even though they're both black, all right, or black adjacent, all right? BGS Ilmore, I'm just naming you a couple of manosphere channels. Minister Jap. Now, some of these names, let me be clear, some of these dudes are waffling in and out the manosphere. I ain't a part of it no more. I'm in it, I'm not in, whatever. Those are your guys that are manosphere channels. Now, you go listen to them channels, especially Minister Jap. Go listen to him and then come listen to me. I don't sound nothing like Jap, and Jap don't sound nothing like me. No disrespect to Jap, but I'm just saying we need to make this distinction clear. So now, finally, don't tell me you respect me when you get disrespectful by lying on me and then trying to tell me, a grown-ass man, as if you talking to me like you putting me in my place. I don't play that bullshit. I don't play that, okay? I try to show respect to everybody, but I don't take disrespect at all. And the unsubscribe part, let me tell you something. Anybody that feel like that, you can go. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to announce it. You don't have to follow me or listen to me or nothing, okay? This is for the people that want to actually learn something, come together in a community where we can get things done and, you know, take care of business like grown folks. And we going to crack jokes from time to time over here. And see, let me ask this as I wrap this up. Family, and call me out if I'm lying on it. Is there anyone over here that's familiar with my channel? Because if you're not familiar with it, you're not going to be able to answer this in good faith. But is there anyone familiar with my channel that can say, GBS, you came over here on here and made fun of somebody that was mentally ill or somebody that had a terminal illness? Is there any, no matter which gender, okay? No matter which gender, have I ever done that? I'll wait. Call me out on it right now if you've ever seen me do that on my channel, on any of my content, huh? Somebody let me know. I want it to be known over here. Cause see, I don't really address this kind of stuff, but we gonna get it all the way straight tonight, okay? And this is the last time I'm gonna address this, all right? So whoever that person is, I don't know if it was a troll, a tilt, or whatever, but you won't be back over here not under that name right there. And just know if you start trying to troll my channel, let me tell you something. Trying to get attention from me with the trolling, man, this is about as far as it's gonna get. The only reason I'm putting this up here is to make a statement of fact, because I've done this before, but from time to time, as time goes on, you do need to remind people of who they're dealing with, okay? So I just wanted to go ahead and get that bit of business handled, all right? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I had to do it because I'm not the person, you know, that you're gonna play them kinds of games with, all right? That crap where you got these men running around here today, don't say that. How dare you? Yes, okay, we won't say it. I'm not one of them. You better read up on what Gen Xers actually are. That shit don't float on us, okay? Those of us that actually still got our nuts attached. Now, I get it. It's some of the Van Jones, the Crying Man Van Jones, and the Rolling Martins out here. You better go see them guys. This ain't one of them, all right? Now that we done put that to bed, family, we're going to be examining the Obama Babble, all right? We're going to get into this Obama Babble, and, you know, we're going to be covering the speeches they gave on the Democratic National Convention. I'm going to let it run on for a little bit, but I'm going to interject and show you why tonight we got to put that hopium down. I hope that any of you that's over here are not on the hopium, because we got serious issues to deal with. And yes, for those that are asking, I will be covering the murder, because I'm going to call it what it is, the murder of the brother Javion McGee. And I'm going to be mentioning, you know, going over the situation that recently happened. They tried to get Trump again, boy. Boy, we got a lot to cover over here. So we're going to go ahead and get started with tonight's subject matter. And family, get your pens and pads down, because we're going to break some things down from the A-row to the zero. Let's get started.
Thank you, guys. Okay. We got a big night ahead. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Hey. Hello, Chicago. Yeah. All right. Something wonderfully magical is in the air, isn't it? Yeah.
That magical thing that's in the air is called industrial strength bullshit, because that's what she's about to feed us. And it's all good, my brother Hot One. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, if you thought what I just handled there was any type of strong language, you didn't hear the description I gave on Patreon, boy, because I went in over there. I like, nah, I ain't gonna put that one. Oh, yeah, I started to, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I may clip that out as a standalone and put it on Patreon too, because boy, that crap pissed me off. But anyway, back to the business at hand.
You know, we're feeling it here in this arena, but it's spreading all across this country we love. A familiar feeling that's been buried too deep for far too long. You know what I'm talking about. It's the contagious power of hope.
Okay, now I'm gonna lose some subscribers tonight because y'all know I'm one of the few people that's in these spaces that's been telling you that this heifer here is just as dangerous as her husband. I will go back briefly into the reasons why. We know Barack Obama's a tether, okay? He's a white man with a tan. He grew up with white folks, so he has a white mind, and he proved that for 8 years towards our people. I don't even need to go into details of the Obama presidency. That is history in the books. Look it up for yourself, okay? 1033 program, blue alert laws, etc., etc. A lot of people like, GBS, why you go in on Michelle like that? What about her? She foundation of Black American. Yeah, she is. But there are people amongst our lineage that ain't worth two dead flies. Now, why am I saying that about her? Let me tell you something. I don't care whether it's black man, black woman. One of the things about this channel over here and the content I do, I call it straight down the middle. I said it before, just like Barack was dating mostly white women before he started dating her, because it wasn't nowhere in the hell he was going to be a black man, okay, or a black adjacent man, or even a white man with a tan, and get to the White House and have a white wife. I guarantee you this country will go down in flames before you ever see that. You understand? See, there's some validity to the critique that a lot of people are saying about, okay, if Kamala Harris was Cameron Harris and he was a black man with a white wife, oh man, no discussion. You wouldn't even see none of these ski-wee helpers out here. You know, the ski-wee VP crowd, they wouldn't be supporting him if he had a white woman. They know they wouldn't. That's the hypocrisy behind it. That's a whole nother discussion for another day. Where am I going with this with Michelle? I will tell you. I guarantee you, if you look back enough, she was probably dating the mostly white guys, and they probably were like, you know what? Yeah, you fun to kind of experiment with, but ain't none of us finna marry you. So the next best thing would be Barack. Now, the further thing that I need to underscore about why I don't trust her, and the over-the-minute statement she's made, all this hopium she's talking about, all these illegal aliens getting our tax dollars and tangibles left and right and all kinds of protections. Here's the problem. When you have a husband and wife, it is very rare that the two of them are going to be diametrically opposed to one another when it comes to their viewpoints, because after all, they have to live under the same roof, okay? And they have a uniform standard that they're going to raise their kids by. Speaking of that, I usually don't go here, but we see how their kids will turn out. Every time you turn around, them girls can't wait to wrap their lips around some white boy, okay? So yeah, that says a lot about what type of parent she is and what she teaching them kids. Because I'm not telling, saying that she got to teach her little girls to hate white guys or nothing like that. No, but it says a lot about, hey, why you not interested in no black folks? Why we don't never see you with none of them? That says a lot about what's going into their mentality. See, I'm not somebody that has blinders on. I don't operate in my life off of feelings and what the world should feel like. I go by what the world is, okay? I'm a man. I use logic. And that's the era that we're stepping into now, because like it or not, dirty Democrats, black American men are going to take the lead. We are not asking permission. We should have done this a long time ago. And that's going to be a synergy across generations, okay? Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, it is our time. And if we stand up and lead the right way, yes, our women are going to follow. How do I know this? For the brothers that might say, well, GBS, you tripping, man. The women ain't going to follow us. Bullshit. And let me tell you to get this out your head right now. The reason I'm confident that the women will follow the competent men that are worth a damn is because they follow us when we doing some shit that's non-constructive. Look at all the bullshit that go on in these clubs, these concerts, etc., whatever. It's always going to be some women right there. Okay, now that fair enough. That's a different segment of women to the majority, but not all the time. Case in point, you see a lot of the sisters that don't do none of the stuff that Suki Hunter, Glorilla, and Sexy Red do, but they'll steadily defend them. So my case in point is, wherever we lead, the women are going to follow, okay? And it's our responsibility as Foundation of Black American Freedmen men and FBA men to make sure that we're up to task to lead the right way. Let's let it continue.
The anticipation, the energy, the exhilaration of once again being on the cusp of a brighter day. The chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation, the dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for.
Let me stop this here for right here. Michelle, everybody don't have the same dream. That's the problem. And I'm going to say this is going to offend some people. Everybody is not entitled to what Martin Luther King dreamt for us because they didn't pay the price. Their ancestors didn't pay the price in blood. So now I had to stop it right there. See, I ain't on the hopium train. I can work with and get along with and respect anybody, but we're going to clear this nonsense up over here tonight. And I have to briefly go back to acknowledge this. Salute to the good sister Devin Haley. She's right because ladies, whether you know it or not, and y'all should know it, okay? But just speaking as a man that has done this, that sister is right about her hair regimen because my relatives will tell you, okay? Man, I used to have 8 rows of fishbone braids in my head, 2-strand twists, long hair, okay? But see, if you keep it twisted up or braided up, you wash it, take care of it, what have you, groom it like it's supposed to, your hair will grow very, very fast. So that's really the secret to it and keep the creamy crack out your head. So salute to the sister Devin Haley, man. She probably got a nice crop of hair on her head. And Domsky Arcade said Big Mike. Nah, man, that's definitely a woman, okay? That's definitely a woman. I don't do that, but, you know, I get where you're coming from. Salute to the good brother Project Leroy for the cash out. So we're going to let this continue, man, and get through the hopium because, you know, look, put the hopium down. That's not going to get us where we need to be because hopium, notice this, throughout everything that we're going to examine here tonight, ask yourself when the last time you heard them go up amidst any other group that don't even represent the Democratic Party's base and sell them the hopium package like they did here at this Democratic National Convention. Let's let it continue.
America, hope is making a comeback. Yeah. But to be honest, I am realizing that until recently, I have mourned the dimming of that hope. And maybe you've experienced the same feelings, that deep pit in my stomach, a palpable sense of dread about the future. And for me, that mourning has also been mixed with my own personal grief. The last time I was here in my hometown was to memorialize my mother, the woman who showed me the meaning of hard work and humility and decency, the woman who set my moral compass high and showed me the power of my own voice. Folks, I still feel her loss so profoundly. I wasn't even sure if I'd be steady enough to stand before you tonight, but my heart compelled me to be here because of the sense of duty that I feel to honor her memory and to remind us all not to squander the sacrifices our elders made to give us a better future.
Okay, let me stop it right here and address these 2 talking points because, see, I have to surgically dissect this. Most of my audience is fairly intelligent. All of y'all are very wise brothers and sisters over here from many different backgrounds. But one of the things that I cannot stand about the Democrats, if you hadn't noticed now, and I'm pointing this out specifically for the younger brothers and sisters, they always trying to reel you in with some type of anecdotal, emotional story to get you in your, air quotes, feelings when they should be talking about policy. They don't play that game with any other group when it comes to handling political business, okay? And we shouldn't accept it either. That's great. That's tough that you lost your mom. A lot of people in the same situation, okay? So right now, we don't need to talk about your personal anecdotal stories. We've come to talk business. Now, that sounds cruel to anybody. Let me tell you something, man. Boy, you don't ever want to walk in a room where I'm doing business because especially when it's with them folks, I do not play the radio. If I get an inkling that you wasting my time, all right, cool. Have a nice day. Don't contact me any further till you get your mind right. That's how I am when I handle business, okay? So what I'm saying is I would encourage us to be like that politically. Don't let people waste your time. I've told you over here that time is the most precious, non-renewable resource that any of us have. You should take great offense to anyone wasting your time, ladies and gentlemen, especially when it comes to you casting your vote for something, all right? So that's the first thing I wanted to deal with that she said. Now, the next thing, when you start talking about the sacrifices of our ancestors, Helfer, our ancestors did not die and sacrifice for us to remain in a perpetual state of stagnation on a socioeconomic level. You look at our home ownership rates, we own more homes back during Jim Crow, own more land back during Jim Crow. Now it's falling short of that, huh? During the height of those things, and then during Reconstruction, all that, look where we are now. From that time period on to today, we should be in a much better socioeconomic position, but we know why. They pay our reparations, and the ultimate insult to injury, the slave masters got reparations. Yes, young ones, I know, I've covered it many times. That probably shocked a lot of the young listeners. Yes, our slave masters, if you're a foundational Black American free man or woman, the slave masters got reparations and our people did not, okay? So I like to keep things matter of fact in business, and I'm just pointing this dirty tactic out because, see, they were sending Michelle out here to try to, hit you with that, because you got to understand something. Throughout history, around the world, one of the main ways to get you to lower your guard is to send a woman to do the work, okay? Now, I'm not casting a broad net on all women. I'm just talking about historical strategic warfare, because for the most part, and it continues on to this day, a lot of times that gets you to lower your guard, okay? This is why I don't foster the gender warring, and pay close attention, my brothers, because I get it. It's problems in both halves of the community, the men and the women. Reason why I don't foster that gender warring with my sisters is because, listen closely, especially that goofy troll that I reviewed that comment from. I don't foster the gender warring because I know, as a foundational Black American freedman man, that my women can see things that I cannot, okay? And vice versa. Just like the brothers, we can see things that the women may not see right away, okay? We need each other. That synergy, that symbiosis that we should have, that's essential to our survival, okay? And it's time for us, in the words of the great Dr. John Henry Clark, to practice the essential selfishness of survival. Let's get back to it.
You see, my mom, in her steady, quiet way, lived out that striving sense of hope every single day of her life. She believed that all children, all people have value, that anyone can succeed if given the opportunity. She and my father didn't aspire to be wealthy. In fact, they were suspicious of folks who took more than they needed.
Ooh, that is so dirty, boy. You low down, dirty, demonic Democrats. I want y'all to understand the gravity of that statement this woman just made, because I told y'all I was going to come back to this Obama babble, okay? I should have been did it, but it was other things going on in the news cycle. Let me tell you something, man. Her mama didn't pay no bills off of hope, nor did anybody in her family. None of my people paid no bills off of hope. Now, if any of you in the chat room can attest to bills getting paid, food getting put on the table with hope, let me know, because I hadn't found out how to use hope to do that yet, okay? Maybe y'all know something I don't. Shillbillies in here, Democrat shillbillies, if you're listening, let me know how hope has transitioned into doing any things I said. But see, what's so demonic about what she just said, her folks were suspicious about anybody that, needed or wanted more than they needed. Let me tell you something, man. This is where it takes a foundational Black American man that's in business to correct that silly logic. And it's being done deliberately because they know the type of target audience they're reaching for. Basically, that language is designed to keep these silly shillbillies just stay as it is. And, we'll get it next time. Just thrive off hope. Let's talk about feelings and stories and tub season greens and all of that. Never mind these illegal aliens that's getting all these homes and stuff, and that they were about to give 0 interest home loans down to, and No, they giving her these debit cards off your tax. Don't look over there. Look over here at the hopium we've got for you. Get you a vial of this. Let me tell you what's so despicable about that. As a foundational Black American man that's in business, don't you ever take the attitude that you be suspicious of or it's a bad thing to take more than you need. You know why? See, this is a lesson, and not all, but the boomers that it applies to, which is a lot, okay? The reason why that you get more than you need is not about you being selfish. It's the number one thing when you have an excess of resources or surplus, you pass it down to future generations, okay? That's why you get more than you need. It's not about you being selfish. It's about you leaving a legacy. There's a word, Michelle Obama, replace hope with legacy. Tell me something, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to get back to this, how can you leave a legacy with nothing but hope? Let's let it continue.
They understood that it wasn't enough for their kids to thrive if everyone else around us was drowning. So my mother volunteered at the local school. She always looked out for the other kids on the block. She was glad to do the thankless, unglamorous work that for generations has strengthened the fabric of this nation.
First and foremost, many of us, especially foundational Black Americans, have families that helped other people in the neighborhood, but you know who they helped first? They helped their household first, because see, just like they tell you when you're on an airplane, put the mask on yourself first. You can't help nobody until you help yourself. See this right here, y'all got to understand something. I know most of you in this chat room, y'all get it. But a lot of the shillbillies, they don't understand how she's being weaponized against, I'm going to say it again, weaponized against the non-politically astute segment of our community that sit here and just eat this up. When we're at the socioeconomic bottom and we need all the tangibles that we can get to repair the damage that was done to us from chattel slavery. When they wiped out and stole the money from the Freedmen's Bank, that affected many of our families that's in this chat room. You understand? Many of us. So no, this babble that she got going on right here, this is not healthy. It's not constructive, but see, pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many of you have thoroughly read Sun Tzu's The Art of War. All warfare is deception. Do you not see the deception with this type of language? Send out a Black woman to fill your head full of things that tickle your ears, when really you should be saying, hey, all that right there, all right, whatever. Where are these policies and these tangibles? Huh? Do you not understand how they weaponize these types of people? All you have to do is look at the Congressional Black Caucus. Yes, I said Congressional. And many of these other jackets. We just recently saw an example of that over there with the California Legislative Black Caucus. You better understand that a weaponized threat against you will come in an appealing package. Because I get it. I understand a lot of our sisters be like, well, she is a Black woman. Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. You better understand that when it comes to a sellout, that has no limitation on gender. You understand? That's the thing I'm gonna drill into your head here tonight. Let's let it continue.
Belief that if you do unto others, if you love thy neighbor, if you work and scrape and sacrifice, it will pay off. If not for you, then maybe for your children or your grandchildren. You see, those values have been passed on through family farms and factory towns, through tree-lined streets and crowded tenements, through prayer groups and National Guard units and social studies classrooms. Those were the values my mother poured into me until her very last breath. Kamala Harris and I built our lives on those same foundational values.
Now, I hope y'all caught where she strategically placed the word foundational values. If you think they don't listen to us, you got to be out your mind. They know who all of us are over here in New Black Media Spaces, whether we have large channels or small ones. They are listening. They're always in our X spaces, etc. Okay, let me tell you something. She know better than what she just said, because her and Kamala Harris didn't have the same upbringing. Okay, no, they didn't. You have nothing in common with that East Indian woman. Yes, I'm saying it because if she not going to say she Black, I'm not going to call it either. And she can't say that, nor will she say that, command me, because you can't be something you're not. That woman knows she's not one of us at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Not just not a black American, but she's not any form of black at all, nor is her father. Yes, I said it, damn it. And we know her mother wasn't, okay? So, yeah, look, I'm holding to my guns on that. There's no way I'm backing off of that. But my point is, for her to sit up here and try to equate anything to commandment, see, Michelle, I got to go here, baby. I love our chocolate sisters. I love all shades of our women, okay? But baby, you was a little bit too dark to get zaddy. She landed zaddy, okay? So that's the one thing you don't have in common, all right? You weren't able to do that. She transitioned, all right? You weren't able to do that, all right? And when no white man can't, look, I'm not being cruel. We talking realism over here. Right now, I don't care what you think of her personally. We just gonna talk facts over here because facts are something that the world don't like to discuss. We're gonna discuss it on this channel though. How many of you could picture? We gonna steal Commandment's husband for a minute. Yeah, hey, look, don't feel bad. Hey, she was with Low Down Willie Brown. I got some more review coming up on that too pretty soon. We got so much to do. But she stole from Low Down Willie Brown wife, okay? And then Doug Emhoff was cheating on his wife with his nanny. You know, he believed in making nanny babies. So take Doug Emhoff, okay, and place in your minds, we're going to make you use your imagination, okay? Place Doug Emhoff right next to Michelle Obama. Now, why did I ask you to do that? Could you see that being a realistic couple and get as far as, you know, Barack Obama did in the White House? Do you really think that there's going to be a white man with a black wife? Huh? Do you think that? Do you really think it's going to be a white man or a Jewish man, but he's still white, in the White House with a black wife that looked like her? Oh, that's why I said put him next to Michelle Obama. I rest my case. Let's let it continue.
Even though our mothers grew up an ocean apart, they shared the same belief in the promise of this country. That's why her mother moved here from India at 19. It's why she taught Kamala about justice, about the obligation to lift others up.
Did you just say her mama taught her about justice? Really? Well, if that's true, then why did she turn out to be one of the most cold-blooded prosecutors the state of California has ever seen? Locking up homeless black parents? Huh? Behind some over-enforcing truancy laws. And notice that mostly hit black folks. That didn't. She wasn't locking up the white kids and white parents like that. No, she wasn't. If she believed in justice, and I do, I believe in it. I definitely do. I'm not one of these people that don't think we don't need a jail or a prison. We definitely do for the worst in our society, not little petty things, okay, that can be handled by, you know, other means. But if you harming somebody, you take a life, you're doing something to elderly, to children, yeah, you need to be locked away from society. Now, if you're the type of person, you don't went to jail for something petty and it's not nothing major like that, you remember Commandment wanted to keep, you know, a lot of the inmates in there that didn't even have, you know, serious offenses because she needed somebody to clean the jails and the prisons. I'm like this, if you done a minor crime, you serve your debt to society, hey, man, not only would I say, hey, that person served their debt to society, let them go. And I would, if I was running the country, and when I say that, let me describe what kind of crime I'm talking about. If it was something like a non-violent crime that you did, I would be like, listen, the first time, this is how I would do that. If you serve whatever sentence you got, I'll be like, we're going to let you out, but we also going to clear your entire record. You're not going to have a record no more. Now, if you do this crap again, you can get a longer sentence. And then if you do that time and get out, then that record going to stay with you. I would try to cut you a break on that. That's something I would do, okay, for minor crimes. We ain't talking about nothing where it's violent or nobody was hurt. But no, she mentioned justice. I'm like, where you see that at? The delusion is astonishing. Let's get back to it.
Our responsibility to give more than we take. She'd often tell her daughter, don't sit around and complain about things, do something. So, with that voice in her head, Kamala went out and she worked hard in school, graduating from an HBCU, earning her law degree at a...
Here we go with that. Make sure you told them that she graduated from an HBCU. That has nothing to do with her blackness, by the way. We just want to clear that crap up. But you keep talking about this woman work hard. I'm like, Michelle, baby, look, I got to go here. That's two different realities for you. She was the high yellow Hindu bed wench, okay? And willing to flat back her way to the top to get everywhere she could. Now, I can't say if Michelle was a flat backer, but even if you were, you weren't going to get the opportunities that Commandment got, okay? We saw how that worked for her. So all this, she worked hard. I mean, what aspect are you using the terminology worked hard in, okay? She might have worked that mouth hard. You can ask Low Down Willie Brown about that and many others. But this here, she worked hard? Nah. And look, let me tell you something, right? Let me go here with it. I'm one of the few people that's got the brass tacks to do this, okay? Let me tell you something, dude. Kamami didn't just start flatbacking when she was an adult and out of college. Don't you know that she probably got a lot of stuff in college by doing that? What, man, look here, bro. If anybody, well, you know what? I do know one person. I know two people. Back to business. I know two people that y'all have probably heard of over in the Black grassroots that have spoke at length about what type of stuff she had going on and for Judge Joe Brown, Dr. Randy Short, and neither one of them is going to make up a lie, okay? I will say that. Whether you agree or disagree with all their points of view, let me tell you something. Them two brothers right there, if they speak on it, you can say, okay, they might have got some facts wrong. They was mistaken. They ain't going to make up no lies now. So if it's coming from them, yeah, it's good money. So I just went on ahead and named them two. It's others, but those are two. So I'm just saying, Michelle, you really don't understand. If she believed that, boy, I mean, if anybody believe that, I got a bridge in Brooklyn and one in San Francisco, I say at a discount rate. Let's get back to it.
State school. And then she went on to work for the people, fighting to hold lawbreakers accountable, strengthening the rule of law, fighting to get folks better wages, cheaper prescription drugs, a good education, decent health care, child care, elder care. From a middle-class household, Kamala worked her way up to become Vice President of the United States of America.
She didn't work her way up to nothing. That weak beta male Joe Biden offered her a position after she was going after his neck because she didn't have a chance of winning. Okay, so no, we got to make these words actually mean what they mean again. Earn is if you actually did that. She didn't earn nothing. But see, when she keep going on talking about justice and everything she did, ask the family of Matrice Richardson if they feel like she did them justice. Ask that family, huh? Let's go there with that, huh? That's what I want to hear you talk about, Michelle Obama. But I bet you ain't going to do that, or we know you ain't going to do it. Let it continue.
My girl, Kamala Harris, is more than ready for this moment. She is one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency.
That's hilarious. If you hadn't heard a joke all week, you just heard one then.
And she is one of the most dignified. A tribute to her mother, to my mother, and to your mother too. The embodiment of the stories we tell ourselves about this country. Her story is your story. It's my story. It's the story.
Oh, no, ma'am. I don't know what she talking about here. She has lost her last mind. Oh, no. I don't know about y'all, but no, nothing Kamami got going on. I can't relate to that. That doesn't relate to my mother in any kind of way. My mama didn't wash no damn greens in no tub, okay? Now, you know, if there's anybody in here, you had the tub wash greens experience, let me know, okay? But I didn't have it coming up. And you talking to a brother with 8 foundational Black American grandparents, okay? Both sides of my family, all right? So now her story ain't nothing like nobody in my family's story. I can't relate to the East Indian experience. I didn't grow up East Indian. Ain't nobody in my family East Indian. So no, I don't know what she's talking about. But see, this is feel-goodism, okay? This is binding up, okay, she went to an HBCU. She's in a sorority, okay? And let me tell all these anecdotal stories. See, they play with a lot of our people, man, because they understand that a large segment of our people politically is juvenile and in a childlike state when it comes to making business decisions about politics. Never mind that you can clearly look around at other groups that are hostile to us, that are classified as white, getting all these tangibles, and now the illegal aliens over here. Never mind that. All they have to do is come out and get Clyburn to offer you some dried up catfish nuggets, okay, and things of this nature, and sell you some hopium, and you good. Well, those that are gathered over here in this audience tonight, the greater majority of you, I take it upon you that you're not good, because we are at an hour right now where these corporations and these politicians have joined forces to try to enact what's their final solution for Black America. They've been doing it with gentrification and everything else that they've had going on. They've targeted our women, okay, in these hospitals, because I'm going to say it again, Democrats cared so much about actual reproductive justice, you would be concerned about the high infant mortality rate and the death rate amongst our mothers that are Black in these hospitals trying to bring new life into our community. Instead, they have a warped, a oxymoron of a term called reproductive justice, where it's helping you unalive your children in the womb. That's nothing about reproducing or justice at all, okay? Those words do not go together in that context that they're using it in. Got a damn mobile abortion clinic outside the DNC. I've never seen anything like that in my life. So family, no, you don't ever even hear them talking about what they're going to do to change that, because see, it's got to be targeted. Hence why I said final solution is phases of it. Gentrification, make sure that the women that do give birth, you come into these hospitals, make sure the baby don't survive. And if you can, make sure she don't survive so she don't try it again and actually succeed. Okay, they're not advocating for none of that. They're not advocating for anything that improves your situation on an economic level. So now you add this final phase of the puzzle. Hey, dump all these illegal aliens on top of them. And then this would completely devastate Black America. This is what's at stake. Why do you think they're trying to take out the Cheeto Man? See, the Cheeto Man, he's a bit of a wild card. Even a lot of Republicans don't like him. So I'm like this, Trump. If I was Eric Trump Jr. and that was my father, I would be like, hey, listen, I'm in charge of his security from now on. I would until all of this is handled, or even after it's handled, I'll be my father's right-hand man. I'll have to sit him down and have a knockdown, drag-out conversation with him. I'll be like, listen, Pop, these folks trying to kill you. That's not a coincidence. 2 times in a row. And remember, on many of my broadcasts previously, did I not tell y'all that between now and November, something else was going to happen? I said, I can't call what. Did I not say that? Look at what just happened. Huh? Salute to the good brother Black Truth United for the cash app. So anyway, we're going to let this babbling heifer here continue. I know we suffering through it. Don't worry. We're going to get to her husband too. In fact, the business, I may skip through some of her babble, but I want to hit on a couple more key points she's about to babble on here in this speech. Let's get back to it.
Story of the vast majority of Americans trying to build a better life. Look, Kamala knows, like we do, that regardless of where you come from, what you look like, who you love, how you worship, or what's in your bank account, we all deserve the opportunity to build a decent life. All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one. Kamala has shown her allegiance to this nation, not by spewing anger and bitterness, but by living a life of service and always pushing the doors of opportunity open to others. She understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward.
Oh, I got to get on it here, family, because look, I know a lot of you done heard this babble, but see, I got to come back and surgically attack it. And salute to my good sister, Goddess Navy. Shout out to my California brothers and sisters over there. Y'all hold the line. Don't give up. Keep on fighting the good fight. Rest of the nation got your back. But see, when it comes to what she just said here, talking about opening the doors of service to others, you know, I've said it many times that one of my things and one of my primary responsibilities as an intelligent foundational Black American freedman man is to make sure that my people's mindset and self-esteem is in the proper place. One of the things that they've conditioned us, a lot of our people, to do through slavery is to value the lives of others more than ourselves, okay? You think about that. That's a holdover from plantation conditioning, which is why they're always trying to attach black and brown, black and this, black and that, wanting us to turn around and put the capes on for people that are, overtly hostile towards us, people that we've supported economically. When the white folks didn't want them putting their business in their neighborhood, they put them in our community and we patronize their businesses. We didn't have much. We were like, hey, we'll break bread with you and share what we have. Then when they get up, you know, hey, they give us their proverbial asses to kiss. No, that is not going to continue. We are done with that time. Those of us with intelligence. See, you can't put Michelle Obama or any black woman or man in front of me and sell me this crap when I understand the condition of my people nationwide, okay? I've been all over this country. I know exactly what my people are living like. And see, I'm the type of brother that just because I'm doing okay, you know what I tell y'all all the time? I'm not a braggadocious man because, hey, they can stroke a pen and take everything any one of us got. So I'm not foolish about the blessings that I do have. I want to try to work to make sure that all of our people are living better, okay? Because anything can happen at any time. That's one of the main reasons why I don't be flashing and flaunting this, that, and the third like that, because I understand the situation that we're in, all right? But see, this nonsense that she talking about here, opening the doors of service to others, I got a question. They better be glad, boy, that I wasn't there and I was allowed to speak, because I would have said, Michelle, let me ask you a question, sister. When's the last time that these other groups you talking about us opening the doors of service for, when they did the same for us? Where's the reciprocation? Because, see, that's a healthy partnership or relationship. Reciprocal, okay? Key word, reciprocation. It can't be just us doing all the heavy lifting, us giving all the time till we don't have nothing left and we down here about to expire. No, we're done with that. There's no sane person that would ever practice that type of mentality, okay? That makes no sense. You cannot survive like that. And that is not something we need to pass down to the younger generation. And thank God, Gen Z is not having it, okay? That's one thing I love about them young brothers and sisters. They're like, you gonna come with this bag first and foremost before you get anything out of me. And that's exactly where you have to be when it comes to surviving, okay? So I had to go in and challenge her on that. Let's let it continue.
We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. If we bankrupt a business or choke in a crisis, we don't get a second, third, or fourth chance. If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of whining or cheating others to get further ahead. No.
Okay, then by that logic, Michelle the mammy, yes, I'm calling her Michelle the mammy. By that logic, then Michelle the mammy, okay, then everything you just said, if you know that's true, then why aren't the Democrats pushing more towards giving economic opportunities to those of us in Black America that are business owners? I hadn't heard your husband trying to do that during the 8 years he was in office. Gave everything to everybody else except for us, okay? Lit the White House up in his kaleidoscope colors. You already know the rumors about old Barry there. You know what he like, okay? Bussy Barry, whatever you want to call him. But, you know, you didn't give no tangibles to us. So if you come here, and I've said this before, if these people will make these statements, and I call it the Beto O'Rourke effect, they'll sit here and tell you about your condition, but you're not going to talk solutions to our condition. They're playing in your face. They're pissing in your face and telling you it's yellow rain. You should be vehemently opposed to anybody that's trying to play with you like that. I don't care which politician from either side, because if you see my condition and you in a position of power, don't you come ask me for nothing until you ready to talk business. What are we going to exchange? Huh? Voting is a business transaction. You have to exchange something to get mine, okay? Now, voting locally is definitely very important. You can move the levels of power a lot easier that way because there's no electoral college involved. But see, when it comes to this, what she's talking about, see, if you one of the people that would have sat here and heard her say that and had the same mindset that I have, congratulations. You one of those that's doing your ancestors proud because your intelligence and common sense is still intact, okay? You can't sit here and say that you know we don't have the ability to fail up, but you don't ever want to come with any economic policy specifically for us without trick bag language. See, this is why I say she's no friend to Black America. Let's let it continue.
We don't get to change the rules, so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top. No. We put our heads down. We get to work. In America, we do something. And throughout her entire life, that's what we've seen from Kamala Harris.
Really, Michelle? Oh boy, this is comedy gold. Michelle, you say she's done that throughout her entire life, but she hadn't done it for them 3.5 years she's been vice president. In fact, to hear a lot of y'all tell it in the Democrat Party, she's the most powerless vice president ever. Do y'all know that the vice president vote is often the tiebreaker on many things that goes down up there on Capitol Hill? Did y'all know that? And I'm saying that to the younger people in the audience. I know the older ones, y'all understand it, but to our young ones, we have to make sure that we understand, they understand that we're talking to them as well. So explain these 3.5 years that Miss Empty Pantsuit hasn't done a damn thing or spoken up. Because see, here's the thing, right? I say this all the time. If you really are about what you say you're about, if you're really about what you say you're about, you don't have to come telling people about it. The fruits of your labor are self-evident. And if that's the case, as soon as somebody mentions a crossword, they're going to be like, wait a minute. Say what you want about Marion Barry. He got us these contracts here, these government contracts to black folks. We ain't trying to hear what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? I'm just using Marion Barry as an example because despite, his famous line, the bitch set me up. Okay? Despite the famous line, Marion Barry looked out for the community. Okay? So if you in there and you got the Marion Barry going on, hey man, look, bro. I can look the other way on some stuff. Now, if you like Tiffany Henyard, no. I want them folks to get you. They need to make you a sale right next to Diddy, okay? Because he going to go in there with the dealer. That's where she need to go. Because see, the reason I say that, a lot of people like, why you say that about Tiffany Henyard, all the white folks? I'm like, look, man, I know what the white people gonna do. I'm extra hard on people that's in positions of power that wear the uniform of black skin because they see what our people go through in America. So yeah, I want you to be punished. I don't like nobody stealing from people in our community like that. And I find out that's what you got going on. So yeah, I want the walls to close in on Hood Rat Henyard. You damn right. And anybody else, male or female, that's got that going on in Black America. Okay? I ain't for that. But see, this stuff that she talking about right here, she has lost her mind. I'm like, man, we see that where this woman has been. Now, I get it. She did her best, where in the world is Kamala Harris, impersonation there. But the woman is still the vice president, and she's been hiding for 3.5 years. Let's let it continue.
The steel of her spine, the steadiness of her upbringing, the honesty of her example, and yes, the joy of her laughter and her light. It couldn't be more obvious.
Woo! Did this helper just say the joy of her laughter and her light? Let me ask you a question. When you hear commandments cackle, okay, the cackling commandment, how many of y'all does that bring joy to hear? The cackle, huh? And as far as her light, let me tell you something, Michelle. My people are not worrying about her light. They're worrying about how they're going to pay their light bill. That's what they're worrying about. Let's let it continue.
Of the two major candidates in this race, only Kamala Harris truly understands the unseen labor and unwavering commitment that has always made America great. Now, unfortunately, we know what comes next. We know folks are going to do everything they can to distort her truth. My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black.
Now, Michelle, I'm going to tell you something. Had your husband and yourself, because even though you were not in a political position, okay, you was in a ceremonial position as the first lady, you couldn't affect any policy. But see, we all know, and this is another reason why I don't, I'm not for that stupid gender warring. The wife is in a powerful position if she has a husband, especially a husband that's in the highest office in the land. You should have been trying to encourage your husband to do for Black America. So that statement that you made, I feel nothing for you with everything that y'all went through as the Obama family because you didn't do nothing for Black America. See, let me explain something to you shield billies that probably have a problem with what I'm saying, because I know they're listening in the clouds and they're going to come back on the playback. I'm going to make you mad tonight. I'm just letting you know. Black America is just like an insurance policy, okay? If you don't pay your dues on your insurance, well, when it's time for you to get the insurance, hey, you're not going to have nothing, okay? You don't get nothing. So if you're not paying in to Black America with insurance policies for specifically for us, okay? If you're not paying into Black America with policies specifically for us, then don't look to us to defend you. You can't get you get what you give us. You give us nothing, you get nothing. Okay? Look, one way or another, it's going to be fair. All right. Either you can come and exchange policies in it or for our votes, or you can exchange benign neglect, and we will put some seasoning on that and serve it right back to you, because you don't know nobody will hook up a recipe like Foundational Black Americans, okay? So look, either way, we're gonna balance this equation out. It's up to you to pick which one you want. But it's gonna be balanced one way or another. Let's let it continue.
Wait. I want to know. Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs? Look, it's his same old con. His same old con. Doubling down on ugly, misogynistic, racist lies as a substitute for real ideas and solutions that will actually make people's lives better. Look, because cutting our health care, taking away our freedom to control our bodies, the freedom to become a mother through IVF like I did, those things are not going to improve the health outcomes of our wives, mothers, and daughters. Shutting down the Department of Education, banning our books, none of that will prepare our kids for the future. Demonizing our children for being who they are and loving who they love, look, that doesn't make anybody's life better.
Oh, yeah. Now comes the part where I'm really going to offend some people. Well, damn it, I will bear that cross. You demonic Democrats are pieces of work, okay? You pieces of work, because all this nonsense and their agenda policies, and y'all know what I mean when I'm talking about that, old tampon Tim putting tampons in the boys' bathroom. First and foremost, let's go ahead and break this down. I'm so sick of this, and I'm one of the few men on these platforms that's got the balls to call this out the way it need to be said. First and foremost, when it comes to the situation about control over your body as a woman, I get it. I'm a man. But see, here's the problem that we're not really addressing. That this was a country that had any type of morality. Yes, you gestate the children in your womb, but you don't make them by yourself. Okay? It takes two to tango, like the old situation said, old saying goes, okay? Now, furthermore than that, or as you doing whatever you want to do with your body, it's not just your body. That human being growing inside of you has its own corporeal form and body, okay? So this whole serial killer-like mindset, yeah, I'm going there, because that's psychotic. There's nowhere, anywhere on this planet that people will try to serve you that terminating the life outside of the three reasonable conditions, because you have to always say this, or people try to act like you're not mentioning this. Somebody forcing themselves on you, incest, life-threatening pregnancy. They're the only three exceptions that make any sense for you to consider that. Trying to use abortion as birth control is demonic, it's satanic. Anybody that goes along with that, be it the women that choose to do that or the men that encourage them to do that, because see, I throw both of them in there, all right? You have a serial killer's mentality. If you're a woman doing that, using abortion as birth control, you are no different than somebody that hires a hitman to terminate somebody. If you a dude and you encouraging a woman to get rid of a child because I ain't ready to be a father, okay, well, what you going up at people raw for? you are an accessory to that murder, okay? Yeah, I said it the way it need to be said because that's absolutely demonic. I have never seen this in my generation, in my lifetime. This many women that fight so hard to kill the damn future of our race. See, I don't use them little cute gaslighting terms. I call the shit what it is. You killing the future of our people. That's what you're doing. Huh? And I don't want nothing to do with anybody that thinks that way, okay? I just like I get on the women for that. I don't want to hang around no dude, man, that's talking like, yeah, man, I had the abortion. Man, get your murdering ass away from me. Because if you'll do that to something that you had a hand in creating, I've said this before. See, a lot of people get uncomfortable when I say this, but I'm going to tell the truth. I don't care whether it's the women that's doing it or the men that's encouraging it. If somebody's willing to kill something they had a hand in making, what you think they willing to do to you? You stop and let that marinate on your mind for a minute. What you think they willing to do to you? Yeah, I'm going to say it. Somebody need to have the courage to say that way. Huh? I'm not a perfect man. I'm not a saint, but goddamn it, I do value the most innocent amongst us, the unborn. And the most despicable thing about that, in case people have not heard my particular stance on that, let me tell you something. If the two raggedy bastards and bastresses that made that child are using abortion as birth control, you drawing breath. Nobody aborted your sorry asses. No, so that's demonic, man. And see, you look at her face here, man. It's like they say that, and it's like, man, do you understand how terrifying that is for the creators that give our future generations life to be talking about deleting the kids in such a cavalier fashion? That's pure evil, man. And if that's what you're doing, don't expect no blessing from the Most High. Man, you can't believe in any type of just God. If that's what you got going on, there's no way, because you're not going to be blessed. You're going to be cursed for that. That's innocent blood that you spilled. And if you a dude encouraging it, you got blood on your hands too. You ain't getting away clean. So no, man, that's another reason I could never be a Democrat. I have never been one, will never be one. That doesn't mean I'm telling everybody to go run and be a Republican. But damn it, if you have any type of morality, you can't get down with their policies like that. There's just no way. And then you have these worthless, ain't worth two dead flies, pastors and preachers in these churches actually preaching what's against the word, okay, as far as the Christian faith is concerned, okay? They're actually encouraging that. What happened to the separation of church and state? You're not even supposed to have either politician in there. Boy, if I was in charge, I would snatch that 501c3 status. I would terminate. I would like, oh, let me catch you getting involved in some politics. And especially you ain't doing nothing for the community. You sit up here stealing and siphoning money from the community, but you know what I'm saying? You're not doing nothing for the people. Let me catch you talking to a politician trying to encourage somebody to vote for benign neglect or malevolent neglect, as I call it. Well, I'll be there tomorrow morning. I'll be like, yep, you thought I was playing, huh? Go ahead and let me get that bag, player. Let me get that from. We're getting this back to the people. Not only we going to shut your church down, we're going to burn this damn demonic place down that you got, because the house that got the word of God ain't in there. No, it's not. Yeah, I said it like that. But see, all this stuff that she talking about right here, it's only a certain segment of our society that's going to go for that. And I'm the one that's going to call it out as long as I got the strength and breath to do it. Let's let it continue.
Instead, it only makes us small. And let me tell you this, going small is never the answer. Going small is the opposite of what we teach our kids. Going small is petty, it's unhealthy, and quite frankly, it's unpresidential.
Oh, well, I'm glad you said that, Michelle, because if going small is unpresidential and it's petty and this and the third, then why are you trying to get Black America to go small when it comes to socioeconomic tangibles and policies for us? Why do you try, Democrats and Michelle and Barack, we're going to put it on all of them, why do you try to get Black America to go small when it comes to intelligence and the way you engage with our people? Look at the disrespectful campaigns they've run towards our people. Vax that thing up, get your booty to the polls and all of that. They don't play that with any other group. But that's you've shown Black America what you think about us. I'm going to tell you something right now. We're at basically in a figurative civil war in Black America. It's going to be those that are degenerates that will subscribe to these demonic Democrat policies. And it's going to be those of us that be like, nope, we drawing the line in the sand. You're going to be over there. We're going to be over here, and not going to let the degenerates represent the face of Black America. That's who they pander to. Good. I like this time that we're in because it's allowing everybody to see where everybody stands across the board. This is a beautiful time to be alive, brothers and sisters. And there's not going to be any hiding from that because, see, shout out to the great Cat Williams. Y'all remember what he said at the beginning of this year? Y'all know the statement. Cat said, hey, look, all the lies are going to be exposed. What's been happening left and right? All the lies are coming out. There's nowhere to hide. This is the year of truth right here. And look, it's going to continue too. Oh, it's going to continue. So I like the place that we're at. I love the people that's the shield business. Oh, if you not going to support commandment, I'll never talk to you again. Good. That means God is removing you out of my life. Okay. And I don't care which political party it is. If you call yourself, any of you, anybody telling you that, let them go. Because they're not thinking clearly. They're thinking off of emotion. Okay. They're not logical. Like everything that I've stated here tonight, if you were to bring that up from a matter of fact point of view thing and put it right in front of their faces, they can't argue with you from a standpoint of logic. It's only emotionalism. Okay. Emotionalism. And then as far as the rest of this crap, see, Michelle Obama, nobody's ever pinned you down on it when you start speaking in public. But do you think that men are supposed to compete in women's sports? Never mind what you feel like. You can feel like a toaster oven or a unicorn, for all I care. But the facts are at the end of the day, if you have an XX chromosome set, you're a woman. If you have an XY chromosome set, you're a man. I don't ever want to see no combat sport or nothing, or no physical sport where the men are competing against the women. Now, if it's tennis or something like that, about as far as I would go with that, tennis or something non-contact. Look, I'm a man's man, okay? I don't know, bro. Look, even when I train sisters, okay, to defend themselves. Yes, it's good for you to train with men so you can understand how to defend yourself against a man, but I don't try to hit them like men. I don't find no joy in there, bro. And I would never watch something like that. That's despicable, man. And we know it's most of them male men that are losers, okay, unaccomplished losers. That's the majority of that. Go throw on a wig and then because you wasn't shit competing against the men, but you throw on a wig and start competing against the women. You got to be the ultimate bitch to do that. And I say that as an ambidextrous term applying to both genders, okay? When I use that term, I use it towards both genders when it applies. Use a punk for that. There's no honor in that. You can't beat the other men. Oh, I'm going to go in and compete against the women in the weightlifting contest. Ha ha, I won. You ain't shit, man. Sorry ass. But this is what they want, family. This is what they want. Let's let it continue.
Accept this from anyone seeking our highest office? Why would we normalize that type of backward leadership? Doing so only demeans and cheapens our politics. It only serves to further discourage good, big-hearted people from wanting to get involved at all. America, our parents taught us better than that, and we deserve so much better than that. That's why we must do everything in our power to elect two of those good, big-hearted people. There is no other choice than Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. No other choice.
Oh, no, ma'am, it's a choice, all right. Oh, no, there's several choices that are going to be made. Some people may choose the cows. Some people done heard everything and seen everything going forward. They're like, you know what? We will vote for the Cheeto man. So it's choices. Oh, look, shout out to my good brother, Philip Scott. Brother Phil started the hashtag vote against blue no matter who. Hey, man, brother, I salute that and I agree. Yes, at this point, vote against blue no matter who. You damn right, because our survival is on the line. We owe them political punishment for all of this malevolent neglect at this point, and they're really trying to exterminate us. I'm going to say it again. This is their version of a final solution for Black America. All these people that's trying to coerce you into voting for these Democrats, their families are good. They're straight. Do you understand that? When these idiots, and I got to call them that, the shillbilly idiots, was sitting up here, oh my God, Mammy raised millions of dollars in 24 hours. she ain't gonna use none of that to help you and your family. What you cheering for? See, watch this. I'm gonna give it to you in even a simpler format because I like to make it plain over here, like Brother Malcolm said. Let me tell you something. How many brothers and sisters listen to this broadcast tonight? If somebody, even if it was somebody that you've known a long time, was to invite you to a banquet, I'm talking about the kind of banquet that you see on those old medieval movies, okay? They got the giant table with the spread, everything on there that you can name. Now, they invite you to this banquet, and they tell you, hey, go and get as much as you want, man, everything, okay? So now you would think that, okay, surely the person that is hosting is going to be eating too, but they sit back and watch you fill up the plate and everything. You be like, hey, you ain't going to get nothing? Like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to watch you eat. Wouldn't you be suspicious of that? Because if you got sense, if you like me, you be like, hey, hold up. Why you ain't finna get nothing? What's up? I need to see you eat your own food first. I'm just saying now. Think about it. My point is this. That's exactly what the Democrats are doing because, see, the stuff they telling you to do, they're not doing that for them and their families. Case in point, the Jabba Dabba Do. Remember that? Oh, I know you know what the Jabba Dabba Do is. I got to say it that way because, you know, we're on PewTube. Remember I showed you back before they started doing all the medical misinformation. Remember what I showed you about the Jabba Dabba Do? Where there were certain employees at the CDC, certain White House staff members, they weren't required to get the Jabba Dabba Do. Yeah, and if you really believe that them goofies on TV, politicians are some of the most cowardly people on the planet, do you really think that they would take something experimental, untested, and allow themselves to be a guinea pig? These people don't eat the same food the rest of us eat. They don't drink what you drink. You understand me? You really think them cowards would actually do that? Those were placebos that they were putting in their arm. They had to be. Because if you put one of them in a situation and say, all right, do it again, they're like, hey, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You see, look, some of us were born, a lot of us were, but we weren't born yesterday. Most of us wasn't, okay? Most of us wasn't born yesterday. Now, you shillbillies, I don't know. Maybe some of you were just born yesterday, but damn it, I wouldn't. Okay, most of my audience isn't. I had to put it to you in those terms because, see, I'm going to tell you, family, this is an important year here. We have business to take care of, and I'm hopeful that most of Black America is probably going to do the right thing. Now, you got that diehard, vote blue no matter who crowd is going to come out there. But most that's in Gen X, Millennial, and Gen Z, nah, brother. From what I'm seeing and hearing on the ground, most people like, nah, we ain't trying to hear it. A lot of people have turned around and be like, hey, brother, you know what? You and other brothers and sisters in New Black Media, I used to hate what y'all was saying, but yeah, we kind of see what you're talking about. I've gotten those emails, okay? I've gotten correspondence on all the platforms I'm on from people coming around saying, you know what, bro? I may not agree with everything you're saying, but you're right about this, huh? So I got more faith in my people to do the right thing coming up in November. Let's let it continue.
But as we embrace this renewed sense of hope, let us not forget the despair we have felt. Let us not forget what we are up against. Yes, Kamala and Tim are doing great now. We're loving it. They're packing arenas across the country. Folks are energized. We are feeling good. But
you know what I always tell you? Don't feel good, be good, okay? I'm going to say it again. Don't feel good, be good. Because that's all they're talking about, a bunch of feel-goodery here. I think y'all get the point on this helpful speech. Let me tell you something. How many of y'all want to go ahead and get to Barack? Because I need to give him the business. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot more she was going to say, but I need to get to Barack. If y'all want me to continue breaking her down, let me know. If not, we'll go ahead and get to a big-eared husband because you knew I'm going to get him all the smoke. Because, see, a lot of people, you know, I know I'm not the only one that has covered this, but a lot of people don't really hit home the way I will because I don't believe in sugarcoating it. I'm like, if you're going to address it, don't sugarcoat it because what's the point? Certainly, we're at the critical hour of our history. We don't need to sugarcoat nothing, man. It needs to be said in plain understanding where everybody get it, okay? So let me know. Y'all want to go ahead and get to Barack, or you want to go ahead and finish breaking this down? Because boy, she was putting it on thick. I think y'all get the point about Michelle, though, huh? Because like this was the speech they gave at the Democratic National Convention. For those that don't know, in case anybody's wondering where it came from, y'all give me the vote in the chat room because look, it's interactive over here. Y'all want to continue breaking her down, or you want to get to a big-eared husband? And salute to my Lieutenant Champ Chan in the building. I see you, good sister. Yes, they selling the hopium. I'm trying to get my people off of that. Hey, so how many of y'all want to see it? Let me see. I see you. One for Barack. Okay. Anybody else? Y'all signed off. Anybody in here? Okay. Yeah. A lot of people want to go ahead and get the Barry the Bussy. That's a good name for it. That sounds like a cartoon or a comic book villain. Silla T, I think that's a sister. Barry the Bussy, man. That is funny, man. So I'm gonna have to borrow that from time to time, give you attribution for it. Barry the Bussy. Running around trying to get on folks. Okay. So from what I'm seeing, a lot of people want to go ahead and get on old big ears here. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna fast forward to big ears, because boy, when I tell you they trying to push the hopium down your throats, let's get to a big ear husband, shall we? Let me get on over here. Here you go. Hold on. Look at the beginning of him, because we'll get his ass the blues. Man, we're going to get on a bigger Barry the Bussy here, like the good sister Silla T said in the chat room, and we're going to break down his hopium babble. Let's get into it.
Thank you. All right. That's enough. Thank you. Chicago! It's good to be home. It is good to be home, and I don't know about you, but I'm feeling fired up. I am feeling ready to go. Even if I am the only person stupid enough to speak after Michelle Obama. I am feeling hopeful because this convention has always been pretty good to kids with funny names who believe in a country where anything is possible.
Let me go ahead and get on satellite ears right now, because I'm going to work backwards on what he just said. Barack the Bussy, let me tell you something. You mentioned that the country has been good to kids with funny names. But yet it's not good to unborn children, because you had that mobile abortion bus outside the DNC. Furthermore, when he keeps carrying on about his legacy and accomplishments, your legacy is one by your own doing there for 8 years is one of the most powerless presidents ever to hold office. Why do I say that? Because, see, this is where the tether class gets confused, talking about first black president, black adjacent, because he's not a black American, okay? But the reason why we don't hold him in high esteem in conjunction to him not doing anything for black America, you think about it. And this is what black fathers need to pay attention to, what I'm about to say. All little black boys and girls, okay, need to see the men in the community in positions of significance and power. Now, if you get to the highest office in the land, you think what a message that sends to your black sons that are going to be the future leaders and protectors of the community, that even if you make it to the position of president of the United States, you still can't do nothing to help your people. That's nothing to celebrate. That you basically a powerless puppet. You think man, there's no way in the hell I would teach my son that, yeah, he's a great role model to look up to. No. You in the highest office in the land, you scared to do things for your people? Don't take the position if you that afraid. Because this is the reason why they've never put a foundational black American in that office. Even the book dancing Sambos or the moist ones on either side, they don't even want to chance it. Because they be like, hey, we know we done let you hang over here, whether you in the Democrat Party or the Republican Party, but if we put you in here, you might break bad on your people. So they're not even going to chance that. I don't think we'll ever see that during my lifetime. A foundational black American freedom president, whether it's a man or a woman. They don't trust us like that. They know better. Because we're from that lineage where they might be thinking that, no, we can't chance that, because you ain't going to be controllable like Barack like that. You're going to want to help your people because you're going to have a connection to us, okay? Of some sort. You're going to, look, I know one of them transitioned, I can't remember which one, a couple years ago. But you remember Diamond and Silk. Okay, now they was cooning and buffooning, but you remember one of them, I can't remember which one. I'm not sure if it's the one that transitioned or it's the one that's still alive. But I remember one of those sisters, when they got to saying all that crap about George Floyd, one of them stepped out and said, no, that's not right. I'm not going to be a part of that. So I will give her respect for that. And it proves my point that if you're of our lineage, you're going to have some type of compassion for your people sooner or later. Because especially, see, you think about it. The reason why they'll never put one of us, in my opinion, that they'll never put one of us in that position, because even if you was getting all your little butter biscuits and you good, now you got access to everything. You can see exactly what they've been doing to our people behind the scenes. You're going to have some type of compassion for your people. Unless you just a stone cold-blooded, evil, low-down, dirty bastard or bastards, you're going to have some type of compassion for your people. So that's why I don't think they'll ever put us in there. But no, I had to get on about those statements he made. We ain't done by sight. Let's let it continue.
Because we have a chance to elect someone who has spent her entire life trying to give people the same chances America gave her. Someone who sees you and hears you.
There it is, the I see you, I hear you line. I don't see her giving the same opportunity she had to Black America. What has she given us? There's nowhere that she served has she ever gave us anything that we can say, hey, man, you know, she did do something for us. I haven't seen it. And see, that whole I see you, I hear you line, I'm going to give y'all this analogy again. Y'all done heard it before. I'm going to bring it up again tonight. If I'm trotting through the desert on horseback, okay, and I've got all kinds of water on me, I'm talking about, man, I'm trotting along on my horse. You done been out there for 2.5 days, no water whatsoever. You can't even drink your sweat, okay, because you don't have none. You close to death. I'm trotting through this desert on my horse, just spilling all kinds of water over my head, on my mouth, just wasting water. And I trot by you and you say, hey, sir, please, I haven't had water for 2.5 days. Can you help me? I see you have plenty. And I look straight down at you on my horse and tell you, I see you, I hear you, and that's it. And I keep rolling. Now, if you the type of Black person, Black man or woman that values your life and self-preservation, if you got any sense, you better try to knock me off that horse and take that water from me, okay? Because me seeing you and hearing you, if I look at you and I let you know I hear you, is that going to change the fact that your body needs water immediately for you to continue living? Is that going to change that, me seeing you and hearing you? So now, in like fashion, with the socioeconomic situation that we're in, seeing us and hearing us is not doing us any favors, Barack Obama, at all. You or Michelle can take that hopium and shove it straight up your asses. Let it continue.
And we'll get up every single day and fight for you. The next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. It's been 16 years since I had the honor of accepting this party's nomination for president. And I know that's hard to believe because I have not aged a bit. But it's true. And looking back, I can say without question that my first big decision as your nominee turned out to be one of my best. And that was asking Joe Biden to serve by my side as vice president.
Oh, let's stop him right there, ladies and gentlemen. So he said that one of the best decisions he ever made, and because it probably was a good decision for him, you know, because they told him, look, go ahead and get your white guy, because you know you got to make sure you get in there. You ain't get in there by yourself. Hey, you just better not select no 2 Black people. You'll never see that. A Black vice president and a Black president, not gonna happen. Okay, I don't see it. But now, even if the decision was good for him, I got a question for my audience. Those of you that are Black American citizens in here, was it a good decision in your opinion? Please do sound off and let me know. Was it a good decision? Because Barack Obama said that's one of the best decisions he ever made. With this current inflation and these illegal aliens flooding over here, was that a good decision in y'all opinion? I want to know. Talk to me now. Talk to me. I want to know. Tell me. Because y'all know what I think, but I want to, I could have it wrong. Some of you might say, man, GBS, we need your Uncle Joe in there. You know, that's what the Shillbillies call him, Uncle Joe. We need Uncle Joe in there. So, you know, do y'all agree with Barack's assessment? Was Joe Biden a good decision for your family and your community? Was Joe Biden a good decision for your bank account? Okay. You know, do y'all like paying the astronomical grocery prices, inflated insurance prices? Okay. Mortgage rates going up, rent going up, everything just going up, sky high. Okay. Does it sound like it was a good decision to y'all? I want to know. Because, I mean, according to the big ears there, hey, he's excited about that. I just want to ask my audience a question. Let it continue.
Other than some common Irish blood, Joe and I come from different backgrounds, but we became brothers. And as we worked together for 8, sometimes pretty tough years, what I came to admire most about Joe wasn't just his smarts, his experience. It was his empathy and his decency.
Empathy and decency for who? Mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he's speaking as if there's no such thing as a 94 crime bill that locked up generations of Black Americans. What generosity and decency is he talking about? This little white man with a tan right here, boy, let me tell you something, boy. Black America, they got a lot of, because I didn't vote for the bastard at the time. I didn't, okay? I was one of the people that saw through it right away, and that was unpopular back then, but I like, no, I'm not, you know, I saw through. Because see, here's why I didn't ever vote for him. I'm one of the people, man, that where if everybody starts running towards something because it's popular or it's great, I'm the guy that kind of hang back and be like, wait a minute, let me observe this for a minute. Let me really watch and study this before I go running up here like this is a good thing, because this might be a Trojan horse. I've always thought that way. Perhaps it's my background, okay? I was this way as a child, though, even before anything dealing with the military or anything of the sort, okay? I was always more cautious than that. It was hard to trick me or pull one over on me as a kid, and I carried over into my adulthood. So even when it's not a popular decision, I've never been one about caring to go along with the crowd or just because something popular. I'm like, no, I'm the guy that's going to sit here and analyze things and see if this is a good decision or if it's a smart decision. So that's why I never voted for him either time. If I did, I would say so, okay? But see, this man is talking like there's no such thing as a 94 crime bill. This man is talking like we really don't understand that this man was mentored. They always talk about the Republicans and their ties to the Klan. This man was mentored by Klansmen, right? Senator Robert Byrd, okay? Rest in peace to his ass. And Strom Thurmond, the rest of them. Nah, man. They're talking about this dude as if he's been a friend to Black America. Well, Barack, if he's been such a friend, name his equivalent policy. Now, here's one that y'all can use for these people. When the Shillbillies start telling you how great Joe and Command is, or particularly Joe, because we know he's out the picture now. But if they start talking to you about Jim Crow Joe in particular, here's a question that'll shut all the nonsense down. Y'all ready for this? Keep this in your back pocket. You wanted to write this one down. Ask the Shillbilly that would try to put him off on you. Ask them this question. Say, listen, can you name for me the policy specific to Black America that had as much benefit to Black America as his 94 crime bill had detriment to Black America? That shuts them down cold as ice. You understand? I'm going to say it one more time. If a Shillbilly, a vote blue, no matter who Shillbilly, comes to you talking about how great Joe Biden presidency was and all of this, and he's the guy that we should be supporting and we should support Command because she's going to continue his footsteps, ask them the question, name for me the policy specific to Black America that has as much benefit as the 94 crime bill had detriment to Black America. You ask them that and watch them get ready to start trolling and calling you everything but a child of God. Let's let it continue.
And his hard-earned resilience, his unshakable belief that everyone in this country deserves a fair shot.
Except Black Americans.
And over the last 4 years, those are the values America has needed most. At a time when millions of our fellow citizens were sick and dying, we needed a leader with the character to put politics aside and do what was right. At a time when our economy was reeling, we needed a leader with the determination to drive what would become the world's strongest recovery. 15 million jobs, higher wages, lower health care costs. At a time when the other party had turned into a cult of personality, we needed a leader who was steady and brought people together and was selfless enough to do the rarest thing there is in politics, putting his own ambition aside for the sake of the country. History will remember Joe Biden as an outstanding president who defended democracy at a moment of great danger. And I am proud to call him my president, but I am even prouder to call him my friend.
Family, did you hear this industrial strength Obama babble BS that just came out of his mouth? Did you hear this? What history book is he going to be written in that's factual that says he was the greatest president ever when you've gotten us in the worst economic state in this country since President Jimmy Carter? Now, I'd like to understand that. How greatest president. This man right here is high off his own hopium. I'm telling you that, look, I don't take the stuff, but boy, that hopium, boy, that stuff must be better than cocaine, heroin, and everything else that they get high for rolled into one, boy. I mean, I don't know whether he's snorting it or he's injecting it, drinking it, whatever he's doing, but the hopium has made him lose his little white man with a tan mind. He's out of his mind, family. This record inflation we got here, and you talking about this man. Look, the last time I checked, one of the main things, if nothing else, that a president is judged off of is how was the economy doing during their time in office. That is the number one determining factor. There's many others, but that is one of the primary factors. People are going to look at, okay, what was my bottom line looking like during this presidency? Huh? That's one of the main things that you got to have right. If you're going to go down the history books as one of the greatest, ladies and gentlemen in this chat room, is Joe Biden going to have your vote for greatest president of all time? I mean, according to Barack Obama, that's what he sees happening. Let's get back to it.
Now, the torch has been passed.
And I got to throw this in here before he starts lying. Every one of them fools that's sitting on the chat and thank you, Joe. Two things you need to remember about them. Either they done got their little butter biscuits broke off, okay, to the point that they feel like they're going to be good, and boy, they ain't for a rude awakening. Or they're actually so stupid while he was talking about a cult of personality. There's your cult of personality in that crowd talking about thank you, Joe. Thank you for what? Because if you're not a part of the kaleidoscope community, y'all know what community I'm talking about, okay? If you're not an illegal alien, all right. Hey, if you definitely not somebody that's classified as white, what you thanking him for? Them the people that got all the tangibles. You didn't get nothing if you wearing the uniform of Black American skin. Thank you, Joe, boy. This is what they dealing with over there in the donkey party. Let's let it continue.
Now it is up to all of us to fight for the America we believe in. And make no mistake, it will be a fight. For all the incredible energy we've been able to generate over the last few weeks, for all the rallies and the memes, this will still be a tight race in a closely divided country.
Well, you satellite ear jackass Barack Obama. No, it's probably not going to be as tight a race as you think because, see, even though we must say allegedly, when you try to exterminate your political opponent, twice, that's really not doing you any favors if you can't get the job done, huh? And I'm gonna tell you, Democrats, you little extremists that you encouraging to do this crap and try to make attempts on this man's life. Let me tell you something. The right way to do it would be to just compete and make the best person win. But you better stop to think about what that would do if you was actually successful in either attempt that they've made on Trump's life. Do you really understand what that would do to this country? See, they have to know it. They have to know it because, you know what? I'm not wishing that on anybody. But if they were to succeed, do you understand that that's 70 plus million of his white supremacist strong MAGA base that they're not going to take that line down? And see, let me tell you something. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready, but I'm pointing this out for the people that aren't ready, okay? Because there's many. You know who the people that's not ready is? These Democrat shillbillies. Most of them have black faces. Tammy the Mammy, or not Tammy the Mammy, but Fannie Willis the Mammy down here in Atlanta, okay? Just Tanya Chutkin, Jasmine Crockett bullshit, Jasmine Crockett, okay, voted to take that man's Secret Service protection away in April, and then that attempt on his life was made, all right? Letitia James up there in New York, Alvin the Chipmunk Bragg up there in New York, all of these black faces, y'all not prepared for that. And you goofy shillbillies that's going along with that, let me tell you something. If they succeed in killing that man, who you think they're going to come after? They're not going to start with white folks. They're going to start with your goofy black ass. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't you run to me for protection. Nope. You get back on over there and get your protection from the donkey party. Because your white paymasters that you putting the cape on for, they're going to drop you like a bad habit. You know why? Because they're not going to lift a finger to go against white society for your black ass. You played your part well, and now that you become expendable, hey, they're going to let what happened to expendable objects happen. Huh? There's some food for thought that ain't nobody's talking about. Let's let it continue.
A country where too many Americans are still struggling, where a lot of Americans don't believe government can help. And as we gather here tonight, the people who will decide this election are asking a very simple question. Who will fight for me? Who's thinking about my future, about my children's future, about our future together?
It damn sure ain't the policy that's not talking tangible policies. It's damn sure not that. So you're right. I agree with him there. You need to think about who's going to fight for you. Now, am I saying it's going to be the Cheeto man? No. But what I'm saying is you better start looking at the policies that are going to be a benefit to you and the policies that are not going to be a benefit to you. Primary two, illegal immigration. And you better start looking at what's going on with this economy that's going to specifically affect the black jobs that they were so irate that Trump mentioned, because unless you own your own business or what have you, yeah, you better be worried about black jobs. You better be glad that he said it. I don't hear the Democrats talking about black jobs at all, okay? So that's what I would advise the intelligent amongst black America to do. I agree with Barack there. Let's let it continue.
One thing is for certain, Donald Trump is not losing sleep over that question. Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago.
And you're a multi-millionaire several times over, you and your wife, and you hadn't stopped whining to black America about your problems, which is getting the Democrats back in office, but yet you don't come with any tangibles. So yeah, you kind of the pot calling the kettle black or tan head there. Okay, let it continue.
It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamala. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes.
You know what they forgot to mention here, or should I say he forgot to mention? Yeah, all of that's true that he said. Yes, Trump is very childish and petty. You start with him, he'll start with you. But he's also obsessed with something else. The kitchen table issues of America, securing this border, and policies. You forgot that part. While you're going down all the list of his idiosyncrasies and his shortcomings, you gotta admit, he's had his policies on his website since the beginning. Kamami has just now cut and pasted stuff over to her website this late in the game. Yeah, but you know, they're not going to mention that. That's okay. That's what the new black media is for. I'm going to mention it.
It just goes on and on and on. The other day I heard someone compare Trump to the neighbor who keeps running his leaf blower outside your window every minute of every day. Now, from a neighbor, that's exhausting. From a president, it's just dangerous. The truth is, Donald Trump sees power as nothing more than it means to his ends.
So much of this is the pot calling the kettle black or a white man with a tan. Because didn't you do that for the 8 years that you were in office? You didn't use your power to help black America in any responsible way. In fact, a lot of his mismanagement got us to where we are today. Oh man, see, if you keep up with your policies, all of you that do that, you know why I'm saying that too. I don't even need to go into long form detail about it. Those of us that are actually awake and paying attention. But see, when he keeps talking about somebody that's got a leaf blower right up under their window and how annoying that could be, well, that's what y'all have been to black America, steady asking us for our votes with no policies. Oh, it's just ironic how much of this applies to them also. Let's let it continue.
He wants the middle class to pay the price for another huge tax cut that would mostly help him and his rich friends. He killed a bipartisan immigration deal written in part by one of the most conservative Republicans in Congress that would have helped secure our southern border because he thought trying to actually solve the problem would hurt his campaign.
Okay, so let's just say that's true because you know they keep saying that and they don't never really come with any proof that this actually happened. They don't get in specifics, names, dates, times. They should have documentation or something. But see, never mind that. Let's just assume it's true. Well, Mr. Ears here, Mr. Barack, the sailboat man Ears, you know what Trump didn't do while he was in office, and you know what he's not an advocate for now. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're not aware of what this is, you should be if you're over here on this channel. The CBP-1 app that flies illegal aliens from their country on airliners straight over here so they don't have to touch the border at all. I hadn't heard him pushing that. He didn't do it when he was in office, and he's not an advocate for it now. So let's talk about that. But you know, that's too much like right on. No. Don't look over here. Look over here where we talking about hopium and all of that. You know, get your vial of hopium, ladies and gentlemen. Pay no attention to these facts.
He doesn't. Do not boo. Vote. He doesn't seem to care if more women lose their reproductive freedom since it won't affect his life.
Define reproductive freedom because, Chad, last time I checked, if you end in life, that's not reproducing at all. And y'all should keep hitting them on that. When them shillbillies jump in y'all comment section talking about reproductive justice, nope. Be like, what you talking about has nothing to do with reproduction, and damn sure is not justice for an innocent unborn child.
And most of all, Donald Trump wants us to think that this country is hopelessly divided between us and them.
No, this country is hopelessly divided on a socioeconomic issue and a racial issue, okay? That's what this country has always been divided on. And see, this is what I hate when people, whether it's the white supremacists or the tether class, start talking about unity. Everybody's cool with unity as long as Black Americans are on the absolute bottom and being stepped on by everybody else, and we're never getting any type of reciprocation for what we contribute. Everybody cool with unity then. As soon as you start saying, okay, you really want some unity? Okay, let's break this bread up in an equal share here, because that's what we asking for. Give us our equal share, get these reparations paid, anti-Black hate crime bill. Then we can talk about unity. You notice unity goes right out the window when you start talking like I'm talking. When you start saying, okay, let's get some real equality going on. Oh, don't nobody want to be unified then, huh? Ironic, huh? Let's let it continue.
Between the real Americans, who of course support him, and the outsiders who don't. And he wants you to think that you'll be richer and safer if you will just give him the power to put those other people back in their place. It is one of the oldest tricks in politics from a guy whose act has, let's face it, gotten pretty stale. We do not need 4 more years of bluster and bumbling and chaos. We have seen that movie before, and we all know that the sequel is usually worse.
Yes, again, your words applied to the Biden-Harris administration. We don't need 4 more years of that. No hell. Name a functionally intelligent Black person in this country that wants 4 more years of inflation or double that, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to go up. You want to pay higher insurance prices, higher car notes, higher mortgage notes, higher rent, just higher everything. You want everything to just, see, think about what they did in 3.5 years. You really want another 4 more years of that? Do you think you could survive 4 more years of that, the average Black American, huh? Do you really want to gamble with that? Because, see, these are multimillionaires. Think about it. They come into Congress, the Senate, what have you. They nowhere near wealthy, but they stay in there in little as 2 years in some cases, and then they multimillionaires. You don't have a job where you can do that, huh? So you better keep in mind when these dirty Democrats are coming at you, they're good. They get in and steal all kinds of money from everywhere, and all these lobbyists just dumping boatloads of cash on them, huh? There's no lobbyists coming with a bag to your place, and they telling you, see, one of the most disrespectful things they do, and I don't care which party it is, they come and have the nerve when these people are multimillionaires, billionaires, to ask you to contribute to their campaign. No, let me tell you what I tell them. I'm like, listen, man, that pull yourself up by your bootstraps. I think you need to lead by example. You got the bag hundreds of times over than the average Black American. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and lead by example. Let me see you pay for your whole campaign. Oh, no, but they come to the average Black American that's trying to figure out their kitchen table issues and ask you to fund their campaign. And on top of that, not going to do a damn thing for you. I don't care which side it is. Come on, man. Let it continue.
America's ready for a new chapter. America's ready for a better story.
Now you think about this, and let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room. You think about this, right? He's talking about new chapters and better stories, etc., etc. Family, do you hear this? Let me ask this common sense question. Biden-Harris is the name of the administration, okay? How you gonna get a new chapter and a better story if you put the same garbage back in office? How is that even possible? Who even believes that, huh? Who believes that you're going to get a new chapter and a better story if you put the heifer in office that was going along with everything that Jim Crow Joe was doing? Y'all know I showed you the footage of where she was sitting there, amen, and everything old Pimp Hand Joe was saying when he said America is doomed and not just because of African Americans. Really? So we're going to get a new chapter and a better story, and she was just sitting there cackling the whole time. Boy, he plays with our people's intelligence. But, you know, we're going to fast forward past old Big Ed Barry because we got to get into some more parts of what he's got to say. I ain't going to go through the whole thing, but Y'all get my point. I'm showing this tonight because I want primarily young people with the detriment that they're facing on the economic levels in society today to understand that these people are not your friends. If they have their way, you will never know what it's like to own a home. Oh, but they're going to make sure these illegal aliens know what it's like to own a home before you. Let's let it continue.
You can tell those flannel shirts he wears don't come from some political consultant. They come from his closet, and they have been through some stuff. They have been through some stuff. That's right. Together, Kamala and Tim have kept faith with America's central story. A story that says we are all created equal. All of us endowed with certain inalienable rights.
No, Barack. I can't let you get away with that one. You are Michelle. Okay, no. Can't let you get away with that one. Because we damn sure not created equal as Black Americans because we don't have an Asian hate crime bill. We weren't included in the Asian hate crime bill. Y'all not trying to give us one. You're not giving us the same economic tangibles, and all these other groups, most of them classified as white, didn't come out to vote for you the way that people did in 2020. So now we can't all be equal when only those groups get tangibles. Last time I checked, that's not equal, Barry. But you know, a white man with a tan world, I guess that's what he calls equal as long as we at the bottom.
Everyone deserves a chance that even when we don't agree with each other, we can find a way to live with each other. That's Kamala's vision. That's Tim's vision. That's the Democratic Party's vision. And our job over the next 11 weeks is to convince as many people as possible to vote for that vision. Now, it won't be easy. The other side knows it's easier to play on people's fears and cynicism, always has been. They will tell you that government is inherently corrupt, that sacrifice and generosity are for suckers. And since the game is rigged, it's okay to take what you want and just look after your own. That's the easy path. We have a different task. Our job is to convince people that democracy can actually deliver.
If you were concerned about democracy and delivering things, then you wouldn't be sitting here trying to convince people of things that don't exist. Like telling them that the economy is great and everything's fine. That's not what the average Black American citizen is saying. And it's not what the average American is saying. But I'm just staying within the confines of our community addressing that because that's what I'm most concerned with. Every other community outside of mine has their own advocates for those that wonder why I take that stance. If you are of another persuasion besides Black America, your community has its advocates. Mine does not. The advocates that my community has is not doing anything for us. The Congressional Black Caucus, the California Legislative Black Caucus, we see the way they did the brothers and sisters over there, deliberately sabotaging those reparations bills. No, I'm concerned about our people, okay? So now, all of this stuff he's talking about, all the hopium, notice that the majority of what we reviewed here tonight, you hadn't heard them talking one concrete policy. Because y'all know I covered that dumpster fire that was the Democratic National Convention. And I left these two speeches out here for a reason, okay? Cover that dumpster fire. But see, no policies mentioned whatsoever. I see you, I hear you. That's all they're saying. Oh, the other guys are going to get you. Okay, all right. Well, if they're so bad, how you not worse? Because your administration and your party is in power right now. And yet you're not doing a damn thing for your actual voter base. That makes no sense. See, you think about it. If you in the chat room here, ladies and gentlemen, were business owners, because many of you are. So for those of you that actually are business owners, and if you're not, I'm going to turn you into one tonight. You think about your main customer base, okay, that is responsible for you getting the most profits. Now, if your customer base is telling you, hey, whatever product you got, they like more of this product or more of that, or in a different color, whatever you got going on, okay? Now, instead of you acquiescing to that main customer base that's responsible for your profits, you turn around and tell them, nah, I know you want it in blue, but we're going to give it to you in pink and polka dot. How about that? Pink and yellow polka dots. You know, to give your customer base everything except what they want. And then when your customer base say, look, man, brother or sister, we'd rather have it in these colors. Could you please put that out? And you keep telling them no, no, no. So they'll be like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to go over here at this different company that has the product in the color that I want because they actually listening to it. So after you lose that customer base, hey, they're not coming back. The Democratic Party fits that description I just gave you. Your main voter base is telling you we want policy specific for us, the same way you're doing these other people. So don't say you can't do it, because you've definitely proven that now. You can't go back through that door now that we've seen what you're doing for these illegal aliens. So the same way that they've been doing it for them, you think about it. That's really the reparations program right there. Everything that they giving them, hey, come on and get at to my people. We actually earned that. Yes, our ancestors earned that. Yes, sir. We their descendants definitely deserve that as well. So now you think about it, if they would implement, let's just take one of the programs. Let's just say they pass reparations on the federal level. All right. Them same debit cards that they giving them migrants, hey, that's where you can put our reparations on, huh? How about that? I'm just saying as an example. I'm not saying anything set in stone. I'm just saying there's an example or a template of how they could distribute those funds to us. Those of us that are descendants, because it's easy to tell who qualifies. We got that. We didn't close that chapter because they tried to play that game. Well, how we know who eligible? Oh, no. We definitely know who our lineage is. I definitely know who mine is, okay? And most of you in the chat room does. So I just wanted to point that part out there with Mr. Hopeium here, because, boy, these jokers are absolutely disgusting. Family, you got serious business to take care of in November. Make sure you make the right decision.
And in doing that, we can't just point to what we've already accomplished. We can't just rely on the ideas of the past. We need to chart a new way forward to meet the challenges of today. And Kamala understands this. She knows, for example, that if we want to make it easier for more young people to buy a home, we need to build more units and clear away some of the outdated laws and regulations that made it harder to build homes for working people in this country. That is a priority, and she's put out a bold new plan to do just that.
Bold-faced lie is what she put out. No, you're right. You do need to make it possible for the younger people to own homes. But see, first you got to get some rent control going on, okay, for those of them that are renting. Then you got to stop looking out for your buddies like BlackRock. You know, the same BlackRock that Kamami has tapped two former executives of BlackRock to be in her economic cabinet. Y'all know I put that information out on the community tab. A lot of people weren't talking about that over in these spaces. I put it out there for you. Go and look on my community tab. You'll find the article and the link right on it. Okay. Now, in addition to her looking out for BlackRock buddies, you got to stop letting these people buy up all the single family homes like that. You got to stop letting them do that if you actually want to help these young people. And you damn sure got to stop facilitating illegal aliens to get access to home ownership above them. So yes, you do have to do those things, but you're going to have to start taking some of the actions I just labeled out here, okay? They're going to show you that when you see them sitting up there, anybody in a position of power that's talking like that in front of you, that's not an accident. That's not, they don't understand you. That's designed to make sure that you never get to what they're talking about. And the most cold-blooded thing about that, especially what makes me really take umbrage with these low-life, demonic Democrat bastards, is because they're sitting here telling you in front of telling you in front of your face everything that's wrong with you, everything that you need, and they're talking to you as if they're going to do something, but they're not. Who in here in their right mind thinks that after all them promises they made to Black America in 2020, that they're going to turn around and do something for us now with 4 more years when during this election cycle, they're not even mentioning Black America? Anybody in here smart enough to actually think that? Anybody in here not smart enough, rather, to think that they're going to do something for us when they were making all the promises? got in there, didn't do nothing. So now that they're not talking about doing anything for Black America, we're going to put them back in there and like, yeah, they're going to come around this time. Come on, man. Let's let it continue.
On health care, we should all be proud of the enormous progress that we've made through the Affordable Care Act, providing millions of people access to affordable coverage, protecting millions more from unscrupulous insurance practices. I noticed, by the way, that since it's become popular, they don't call it Obamacare no more. But Kamala knows we can't stop there, which is why she'll keep working to limit out-of-pocket costs. Kamala knows that if we want to help people get ahead, we need to put a college degree within reach of more Americans.
Oh, I got to get him for that college degree crap. No, because the most wealthy people in white society, Mark Zuckerberg, okay, Bill Gates, these people don't have college degrees. Even Steve Jobs, rest of his soul, man, these people were college dropouts, the greater majority of them. So now white America in attaining wealth, they're not seeking college degrees to do that. No, to the contrary, what they're getting is venture capital. Even if it's the most goofy idea ever, you may have somebody over there in white America that might say, hey, man, listen, dude, I'm the type of person I don't like to put my socks on. So I've invented a machine here in a prototype phase that will hop up and put my socks on command. Now it's got a lot of bugs and kinks in it. You know, I hadn't even really built it yet. I just had the blueprints for it. All they have to do is present that ridiculous ass idea. Bam. Hey, really? You know what? $2.5 million. Go ahead and take that and get your idea started. It may or may not work, but don't worry about that. Case in point, Elon Musk. Huh? Where you think he getting all that money from? It ain't a damn college degree, huh? You want see, here's the despicable thing about that. They want to encourage our kids to go in there, because unless you go into the STEM fields, something that's gonna make you money when you get out in the six-figure range, okay, within your first 2 years, it's better for you to go to the skilled trades, okay, where you can immediately start making money and start working for yourself in your own business. They're not pushing that. See, notice they're not pushing anything that's actually going to help Black people. They're not talking about giving any type of, discounts on loans or anything from the SBA or access to it, rather. They're not talking about none of that, things that will actually help you up. No, they putting in front of you what's kept you in the same economic stagnation over the years and trying to sell it to you as if the same thing is the way out. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. This is how despicable this bastard is, okay? So I just wanted to go ahead and drill down on that. Let's let it continue.
But she also knows college shouldn't be the only ticket to the middle class. We need to follow the lead of governors like Tim Walz, who said, if you've got the skills and the drive, you shouldn't need a degree to work for state government. And in this new economy,
catch what he just said. You shouldn't need a degree to work for state government. That's for immigrants. Y'all better pay attention to what I just said. This is by design. When they start talking like that, notice they're not. Y'all know when I put on my community tab where I showed you the difference between the language they were using when they were talking about them home ownership programs, first generation. That's language that refers to immigrants. Him talking about taking the restrictions away. Think about it. Why do you think they keep flooding all these people over here and got a CBP-1 out flying them over here? That's for immigrants. It's not for Black. They're not for Black Americans. It's not for American citizens as a whole at all. Let's let it continue.
we need a president who actually cares about the millions of people all across this country who wake up every single day to do the essential, often thankless work, to care for our sick, to clean our streets, to deliver our packages. We need a president who will stand up for their right to bargain for better wages and working conditions. And Kamala will be that president.
Now watch this. Let me show you something, family. And see, if they do this in the future, you'll see that they got this from this particular broadcast. 'Cause I hadn't heard nobody mention what I'm about to say next. Family, instead of them sitting up here talking about what they was gonna do and, oh boy, the other side, the Republicans, Trump, oh my God, they're gonna get you, Project 2025 and all that fear mongering they was doing at the Democratic National Convention. Let me answer my audience a question, okay, ladies and gentlemen, because you know we get down to brass tacks over here with business, even though we have a good time and crack jokes. When it's all business, it's business. Let me get a vote in the chat room with a black thumbs up or a black fist if you think this would be a better idea at any political convention. You see, instead of them coming out doing all this razzle dazzle and hopium talk, you know what I'm saying, throwing vials of hopium at your head, you know what I'm saying, hoping that that does the trick. Instead of them doing that in either party, Republican or Democrat, that screen behind him with that, with, you know, the American flag behind it in the digital sense, would you not rather that at a political convention, at some point they get to a segment of that convention where they have a PowerPoint on the back of a screen? Oh, I'm going here. You need to have a giant PowerPoint presentation detailing what your policies are going to do. Let's get to the mechanics of it. Anybody can say any damn thing. Let's get to the blueprint of how what you talking about is going to work. Oh, you telling us about what commandment's going to do? Okay, well, show me the mechanics of it. Let's take a look. Now, how many people in my chat room would think that would be the better idea at either convention? Okay, you're going to talk about it? Let me see if you're going to be about it. Show me how this exactly works, huh? Break it down. Let's get some economists up. Look, there needs to be an entire segment of those political conventions where they bring out their economists, their experts, the people they're going to have in their cabinet. All right, let's give you a snippet of it. We can't show you everything, but we're going to give you the nuts and bolts of the basics that you've been concerned about. Here's what we're going to do. This, X, Y, Z. This is how long it's going to take. This is when we plan to start on it if you get us in office. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk turkey. Let's talk logistics. Huh? Yeah, when they start doing that, that's when you can take them serious. Let's get back to it.
Yes, she can. Yes, she can. A Harris-Walz administration can help us move past some of the tired old debates that keep stifling progress. Because at their core, Kamala and Tim understand that when everybody gets a fair shot, we are all better off. They understand that when every child gets a good education, the whole economy gets stronger. When women are paid the same as men for doing the same job, all families benefit.
Oh boy, him and the hopium babble. Oh, I got to get on with a couple of this BS that he just spewed here. Barack and Democrats, we are not concerned about all of America doing well because they're all above us on the socioeconomic ladder. We're not interested in the lift-off programs where you give everybody something that other people are already doing better than us. You can't get equality when that's what they're doing, okay? And they've been doing that. Now let's deal with this whole thing about women getting equal pay for doing equal work. I agree with that 1,000%. If a woman comes out on any job that a man does and can do that exact same job the exact same way, she deserves the exact pay. Here's where they keep spouting this nonsense at, and you can verify what I'm saying. The reason that there's a gap between that wage is because women don't do the exact same things that men do in a lot of these different jobs. There's certain jobs that women are a very small percentage in and some that they don't go in at all. When's the last time you ever seen a female garbage work on a trash truck, huh? When the last time you ever seen a female power line, you know what I'm saying, repairman, huh? Or repair woman, shall I say, to be actually gender specific and correct. Some of these dangerous, dirty jobs like that require hazard pay and etc. When the last time you seen floods of women? Hey, I want to do that. When the last time you seen a woman say, sign me up for that hot road construction out here? Now, there's some that do it, but it's so small a percentage. And like I said, if you can do it, you damn right you deserve equal pay. My point is, most of the women are in the administrative jobs, huh? Case in point, look at the pandemic. When things were shut down, most of the men stayed working. It was a lot of our women that was out of work, okay? That's not disrespect. That's not a slight. I'm talking math, okay? I'm talking what is, not feelings, not nothing personal. I'm talking about the facts, okay? So I'm drilling down on it because they keep trying to use that crap like there's actually a gender pay gap. No, we do different things. Then let's go here. The first, because this has been debunked so many times. Not only that, you don't see very many women willing to work, hey, let me work 60, 80 hours a week like that. Now, there's women out here that'll get that overtime on certain jobs, but the hard job like that, they're like, hey, I'm cool, man. I'm not trying to do all that. Nope. Come on now, ladies, am I lying? Tell me, am I lying now, huh? How many of y'all just at your leisure, hey, yeah, let me go ahead and work these 80 hours on this road construction, Let me get on out here, man. Get this hard hat and these steel toe boots and this jackhammer. Come on, man. No. So no, like I said, most of the sisters, that's no disrespect. They not trying to do what men are doing to get that pay. There's no such thing as that gender pay gap crap. Hey, boy, they gonna make me bring out an old broadcast I did breaking that down years ago, man. Because I keep up with the math on stuff like that when it comes to economics. Yeah. But see, this crap that he's talking about right here, again, it's all in that formula of feel-goodism. No facts, no policies were discussed. Okay, and if you want to see the rest of the crap at the Democratic National Convention, I got that on this channel as well. But see, I'm trying to wake my people up from this. There's no more hopium. You better come with policies. That's the only thing we need to see from you and the donkey party. Let's let it continue.
They understand that we can secure our borders without tearing kids away from their parents. Just like we can keep our streets safe while also building trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve and eliminating bias. That will make it better for everybody. Donald Trump and his well-heeled donors, they don't see the world that way.
And you do? See, they keep trying to point toward the Republicans like they're the only rich party. Both of these people are rich beyond the average person's wildest dreams. Let me tell y'all something, man. Do you understand how much these lobbyists throw at either political party every single year? Don't get me started on AIPAC. You know, boy, you start talking about them, boy. Hey, they start messing with your channel all kind of ways then. I might have to break that down on Patreon again, too. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and get that in the pipeline over there. You know, I probably put that in the $5 tier because I want everybody to have access to that information. But, man, let me tell you something, man. I get sick of that when they kept trying to talk about, oh, well, it's the wealthy Republicans over there. You think the Democrats ain't got bank? Do you understand how much bankroll they get from these corporations to do you bad the way they're doing you right now? Because, see, that's what's going on with these economic prices. I hope you know that. They just came about the blue all of a sudden. That was them looking out for their corporate buddies. That's why these prices are that way. They're trying to condition the American public to accept this as the new normal. Now, whether that happens or not, that depends on those of us that are American citizens. Are we going to accept that? Because trust me, got to quote the late, great Paul Mooney. He had a joke where he said, every 4 years, we should go up there and start chopping off heads, okay? It's like, hey, put the money back. They're coming. They're coming. I mean, I'm just saying in a figurative sense. I'm not telling nobody to go out there and chop nobody's heads off for the slow folks. But I'm saying you get the gist of his joke, okay? He was saying that if Americans actually held them to some real account and said, hey, this crap you trying here, you a public servant. We didn't give you permission to do this. Until we get these politicians in both parties back in check, we'll keep seeing things like this. And America has the power to do it. But, you know, leave it to the white supremacists. You keep trying to figure out ways to harm Black America when it's actually harming the whole country. Let's get back to it.
For them, one group's gains is necessarily another group's loss. For them, freedom means that the powerful can do pretty much what they please. Whether it's fire workers trying to organize a union, or put poison in our rivers, or avoid paying taxes like everybody else has to do.
Oh, or you forgot one, or flood us with illegal aliens because you want to get cheap labor. You forgot about that one, old big ears. Yeah, let it continue.
We have a broader idea of freedom. We believe in the freedom to provide for your family if you're willing to work hard. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and send your kids to school without worrying if they'll come home.
No, you don't believe in that, because the Democratic Party is the party that's the enemy of business in America. The small business owner, you hate small business owners. You're trying to kill the middle class with a lot of your policies, huh? Nah, that's what you the party of. You think about it. When's the last time you ever heard the Democrats coming out with policies for business owners, especially Black Americans, huh? When the last time you ever heard them come out with saying, hey, look, we got this business economic fund set aside for people that are actual small business owners. I'm not talking about no $1 million corporations, because they done let them weasel their way into small business. We're talking about the actual average citizen that has a real small business, okay? I'm talking about 10 employees, 15 employees, whatever the case may be, all right? Actual small business, not something that's got hundreds of employees, thousands of employees. That is not no damn small business, okay? But see, I already showed y'all what the power memo was all about. You can see that on my previous broadcast, where they show you how the corporates got their hooks into politics or what have you. But see, they don't come out with no policies talking about how to help you be self-sufficient, huh? Because you got plenty of Black people out here that are talented enough and have to drive enough to start their own business. Again, go back to the pandemic. We created the most businesses out of any group during the pandemic time. And look what they started trying to do with that little IRS rule. Oh, well, if you're making $600 on Cash Out PayPal, they want you to report all of that, boy. So how is that? That's under the Democrats. Trump didn't do that. And I'm going to tell you, boy, if he get back in there, he'll probably knock that shit down, okay? And be like, nope, put it back to $20,000 like it was, because that used to be what the threshold was for you start having to report things to the IRS and all that is regarding that. But see, this is what I'm pointing out, though. They are the enemy of the self-sufficient Black man and Black woman in America that's trying to make their own way and use their own skill set and talents to be self-sufficient for their families and their communities. You know why? Because it keeps you dependent on them. And if you're dependent on them, then, hey, look, you're not going to never go no higher than that glass ceiling they put above you. You ain't going to go no higher. You're not going to own and operate and control the major things in the economic real estate in your community that actually matters for you to, like, make sure that you providing jobs for your people, able to feed your people, huh? You better understand the Democratic Party is like a big old pimp in a blue suit, okay? That's basically what they are with a donkey head, okay? Think about a donkey pimp in a blue suit. Vote for me, baby. I'm going to give you the world if you come over here. Hit the Kamala laugh for you. Think about a donkey with a Kamala laugh. That's exactly, man. Boy, you know what? I done gave myself an animation idea. Let me stop. Anyway, we're going to get ready to wrap up the Hopeium here, family. Let me go in and skip some of this nonsense he's talking about. Because, see, man, if you on that vote blue, no matter who train at this point, and I'm showing you what they're saying, notice none of what I showed you, regardless, even if I skipped it out, because you can go and find these whole speeches for yourself. But even if you go and listen to all of it, not talking logistics on policies at all, especially not for no Black folks. They not. Let it continue.
Extend to us. That's how we can build a true Democratic majority, one that can get things done. And by the way, that does not just matter to the people in this country. The rest of the world is watching to see if we can actually pull this off.
Oh, yes, you are right. The rest of the world is watching. And the enemies that you made when you was in office in those 8 years, they're watching too. Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, oh, they're watching. Let's not get started talking about Iran. Oh, you're right. They're all watching, and you trying to tell America to vote for this idiot the ski-wee VP. A friend in need is a friend indeed. That's who you want to be? The cackling commander-in-chief? This airhead that can't put two sentences together unless she got her support animal, Tampa and Tim, next to her. That's what you want to be making the decisions? Man, look, let me tell you something. These bastards and this Democrat Party, they don't care about screwing this country up. Because if it gets hit the fan, look, like I said, I'm going to point this out again. Remember Tim, what was his name? Senator Cruz down there, Ted Cruz? When his stuff hit the fan and that Texas winter freeze, he took his whole family to good old, bright, sunny, warm Mexico. He like, Now, I can see if he sent his family, but you're supposed to stay there and help fix the problem. Now, I say that to bring you to this train of thought in case you hadn't thought about it. If they really screwed things up past the point of beyond repair, these are multi-millionaires. Don't you know these people got other passports in other countries? They'll leave here and never come back. Huh? You think they won't do that? The Obamas have an island. Come on, man. Come on now. I'm just saying, I want my people to think. Let's let it go ahead and continue here.
No nation, no society has ever tried to build a democracy as big and as diverse as ours before. One that includes people that over decades have come from every corner of the globe. One where our allegiances and our community are defined not by race or blood, but by a common creed.
Bullshit. When the last time anything in America wasn't defined by race? See, this is that tether talk right here. This is tether talk. When the hell has anything not been defined by race for foundational Black American freedmen in this country? The devil is a lie that it ain't. Shit. What you think Jim Crow was? Little white man with a tan? But see, he's not from our lineage and our history. He wouldn't know about that. Don't tell us. And, right. Look, I've even shown y'all, and I got this information on Patreon. I've shown you where banks have come out with studies that finally admit how much money racism in the economic institutions in this country have cost them. Billions of dollars every year. I've shown you these types of things over here on my platform. You can see how the police handle us. Look at the situation with the brother down there, Tyreek Hill, okay? Many other situations. Look at what happened to Breonna Taylor. We all remember what happened to George Floyd, et cetera, et cetera. On and on, I could keep going. And he gonna have the nerve to say and the audacity to say that this country isn't divided by race or things are not dependent upon race. No, it is for us every day of our lives. We don't have the luxury, those of us with any intelligence in our head, to ignore that fact. The broadcast aren't going to be covering about the brother Javion McGee that was murdered in North Carolina. He was from Chicago, but I'm gonna break that down and point out some things to people because, see, this is why I try to do what I do over here on my platform. I don't sugarcoat things, and I try to talk to people no matter where you listen to this broadcast from to make sure that you have accurate information about things. You notice you don't hear me talking about, oh, man, don't worry about white supremacy, racism, a thing of the past. No, because that's the most deadly threat to our people in this country. Yes, we got other issues to take care of, but that is the number one issue because it's seeking to exterminate our lives in many different levels. We've got the systematic level on the political side, and then we have the actual physical level where they out here actually hunting our people, okay? Oh, don't worry. We're going to break that down in the next broadcast coming up. But we're going to get back to big ears here because, see, this is going to show you this man. This gives you an example of why, if you never thought about it, why he didn't do anything for Black America for 8 years, because he's not connected to us in any kind of way for him to make that asinine statement. Let it continue.
And that's why when we uphold our values, the world's a little brighter. When we don't, the world's a little dimmer. And dictators and autocrats feel emboldened. And over time, we become less safe. We shouldn't be the world's policemen, and we can't eradicate every cruelty and injustice in the world. But America can be and must be a force for good. Discouraging conflict, fighting disease, promoting human rights, protecting the planet from climate change, defending freedom, brokering peace, That's what Kamala Harris believes, and so do most Americans. Now, I know these ideas can feel pretty naive right now. We live in a time of such confusion and rancor, with a culture that puts a premium on things that don't last. Money, fame, status, likes. We chase the approval of strangers on our phones. We build all manner of walls and fences around ourselves, and then we wonder why we feel so alone. We don't trust each other as much because we don't take the time to know each other. And in that space between us, politicians and algorithms teach us to caricature each other and troll each other and fear each other. But here's the good news, Chicago. All across America, in big cities and small towns, away from all the noise, the ties that bind us together are still there. We still coach Little League and look out for our elderly neighbors. We still feed the hungry in churches and mosques and synagogues and temples. We share the same pride when our Olympic athletes compete for the gold. Because the vast majority of us do not want to live in a country that's bitter and divided.
Again, this shows you how disconnected from anything in Black America this man is, because if the greater majority of white America, yes, I said it, didn't want to live in a country that's divided, then it wouldn't look the way it looks today on the socioeconomic level, starting first and foremost. Reparations would have been paid a long time ago. Wouldn't even be an issue today, okay? You wouldn't see Black folks being treated the way they're being treated if they didn't want to live in a divided country. So let's just stop these lies, Obama. Some of us actually live in the real world, and see, for him to go on mentioning the things that he was mentioning there, okay? Just running his mouth with all the hopium speeches. Let me put this on y'all mind. When you hear a perpetual bullshitter like Barack Obama, because that's exactly what he is, you think about if somebody owes you a significant amount of money, okay? Because the Democrats do owe our people. They really do, because we voted for them for the last 60 plus years. But you think about somebody that owes you a significant amount of money, and they come to you talking to you like Barack and Michelle Obama. They talking about everything except for, okay, when they're going to pass that bag they owe you. Will any of you sit there and waste your time listening to that? Is there any one of you that will be like, yeah, you know what? I need some of this hopium. Don't worry about that bag you owe me. Give me a couple more vials of that hopium. Is there anybody in my chat room that would go for that? I just want to drop that on your mind as we wrap up here.
We want something better. We want to be better. And the joy and the excitement that we're seeing around this campaign tells us we're not alone. You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about these past few months because, as Michelle mentioned, this summer we lost her mom, Ms. Marion Robinson. And I don't know that anybody has ever loved their mother-in-law any more than I love mine. Mostly it's because she was funny and wise and the least pretentious person I knew. That, and she always defended me with Michelle when I messed up.
There they go with these little anecdotal stories. Oh, that's a tragedy. That's a tragedy. I don't make light of anybody's loss, but see, Barack, you're not worried about the average Black American that has lost people in their families due to some of what you set in motion and the Biden-Harris administration set in motion. You're not worried about the people that had to deal with certain issues with their little ones that might have any type of illness, or if it's a situation where we see the numbers with Black America from state to state with homelessness, you're not worried about any of that type of hardship. So, but you're going to stand in front of us and deliver these little anecdotal stories about what happened in your family. Let me tell you something. As cruel as it may sound, I don't want to hear about what's going on with you and your personal family. If you're trying to secure my vote, you need to be telling me what you're going to do for me. After you get that done, then we can consider talking about other personal things, okay? Business first, everything else to the side.
I'd hide behind her. But I also think one of the reasons Mary and I became so close was she reminded me of my grandmother, the woman who helped raise me as a child. And on the surface, the two of them did not have a lot in common. One was a Black woman from right here, south side of Chicago, right down the way. Went to Englewood High School. The other was a little old white lady born in a tiny town called Peru, Kansas. Now, I know there aren't that many people from Peru. And yet they shared a basic outlook on life. They were strong, smart, resourceful women, full of...
Listen to this despicable bastard. Barack, I'm going to tell you what they didn't share. They didn't share the same socioeconomic status in life. That they didn't. They didn't share the same privilege in life that your white grandmama had. No, there's no, boy, look, let me tell you something. Y'all see why I said what I said about Michelle Obama at the beginning of this broadcast. For you to even try to insinuate that, you know you got to be a tether to say something like that. You got to be. I'm going to tell you something, family. Where we at with this delineation now, that is not going to stop anytime soon. We got to make sure we cannot have people like him representing us because they're not connected to anything that our people are going through. There's no way that you can show any empathy or compassion towards us because you're not us. And that's just the long and short of it. Let's let it continue.
Common sense, who, regardless of the barriers they encountered, and women growing up in the 40s and 50s and 60s, they encountered barriers. They still went about their business without fuss or complaint and provided an unshakable foundation of love for their children and their grandchildren. In that sense, they both represented an entire generation of working people who, through war and depression, discrimination and limited opportunity, helped build this country. A lot of them toiled every day at jobs that were often too small for them and didn't pay a lot. They willingly went without just to keep a roof over their families' heads, just to give their children something better. But they knew what was true. They knew what mattered. Things like honesty and integrity, kindness and hard work. They weren't impressed with braggarts or bullies. They didn't think putting other people down lifted you up or made you strong. They didn't spend a lot of time obsessing about what they didn't have. Instead, they appreciated what they did. They found pleasure in simple things. A card game with friends, a good meal, and laughter around the kitchen table. Helping others. And most of all, seeing their children do things and go places that they would have never imagined for themselves. Whether you are a Democrat or a Republican, or somewhere in between. We have all had people like that in our lives. People like Kamala's parents, who crossed oceans because they believed in the promise of America. People like Tim's parents, who taught him about the importance of service. Good, hard-working people who weren't famous or powerful, but who managed in countless ways to leave this country just a little bit better than they found it. As much as any policy or program, I believe that's what we yearn for. A return to an America where we work together and look out for each other. A restoration of what Lincoln called, on the eve of civil war, our bonds of affection. An America that taps what he called the better angels of our nature. That is what this election is about. And I believe that's why if we each do our part over the next 77 days, if we knock on doors, if we make phone calls, if we talk to our friends, if we listen to our neighbors, if we work like we've never worked before, if we hold firm to our convictions, we will elect Kamala Harris as the next President of the United States, and Tim Walz as the next Vice President of the United States. We will elect leaders up and down the ballot who will fight for the hopeful, forward-looking America we all believe in, and together we too will build a country that is more secure and more just, more equal, and more free. So let's get to work. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
So, family, I let him dribble on there with the last part of his little speech there because I wanted you to hear that without me saying anything, because I'm going to point out something as I give the final critique on the Hopeium hustle there that they engaged in. That final part of his speech where he was talking about using his own family to go to show you how despicable they are, even his wife's mother's death, using their own family to get you comfortable talking about, well, just enjoy the small things by talking about what they enjoyed that wasn't, you know what I'm saying, even if they didn't have it all. That's trying to condition you to say, hey, even though these illegal aliens are coming in here, you better take a look at this picture that I keep showing you that she'll be just hate when I show you all this too. This is actual history. They hate having you look at this because this is what's going to be done for the illegal aliens coming in. Nancy Pelosi, Nasty Nancy, okay, and Kamala Harris, you know, Miss Todd Wash Greens. They're talking about giving these illegal aliens amnesty. Then they'll be legally allowed to be over here then. Donald Trump is talking about deporting them. I'm going to tell you right now, if it come down to who's going to get them out of here, you really trust the people that let them flood over here to do that job? Or do you trust the person that had a track record of getting them up out of here when he was in office, okay? You better stop and think about that, because if not, you see the stack of executive orders that Jim Crow Joe did with his first term here? When he was in office, this was within the first 30 days of his presidency. He got to work, okay? He got to work. Burning up pens, signing executive orders for everybody except for the main people that put him in office. If you want 4 more years of that, then you go ahead and vote blue no matter who. But if you tired of that, you better vote against blue no matter who. That's the responsible and intelligent thing to do if you're a Black American in this country and you actually want to have a chance to get yourself on a stable economic footing and get these illegal aliens out of our country. Better start thinking with facts and policies over feelings and feel-goodism. Don't feel good. You better be thinking about what's going to make you be good. You, your family, and your community, okay? So, family, I think I've made my point here with this broadcast tonight. Thank you to everybody that contributed to the broadcast. If you haven't considered it yet, might want to go over there and check us out on Patreon. Like I said, the last broadcast we did over there on the Shannon Sharp situation, I had a different take on it. If you were already over there, you saw that. Y'all know we're going over there. It's some surprises in that broadcast. I'll say that. You gonna laugh your ass off, but it was listened to be taught over there. Okay. So with that said, family, I want you to make sure that you take care of yourself, take care of your family, your community, and please, above all else, when it comes to political business, either party that comes to you, you make it clear that voting is a business transaction. And just like you got tangibles for other communities, you're going to have them for my community if you expect to get my vote. That's it. Salute to you. Black first. And I will see you all in future content.